Peace, peace, family, peace, family. Hey, man. Hey, thanks for joining, man. Sankofa 180 degrees. We here, man. We here at y'all, man. Once again, fam. Hey, man. Thanks for joining, man. The children's book read today. Again, you know what I'm saying? We just doing a couple of movies. We do movie day. You know what I mean? Another movie day for Sankofa children's book read. All right. Glad y'all could join us, man. It's important. Hey, I brought up something that I wanted to share with y'all real quick before we jumped into the movie. Well, hey, I'll tell you what. I'll do it after the movie. This way, we ain't holding up our other our young members.
Right.
Okay, so we'll hold that up. But everybody, we at least want everybody to introduce themselves though, and then we're gonna start the movie right off, y'all. We're gonna start with Isaiah. Hey, you want to introduce yourself, son?
Hi, I'm Isaiah.
My man Isaiah.
All right, Isaiah. Okay, and then we want to see. Well, that's
Nico.
Rebecca's. Well, that's my wife. But we talking about Nico. Where's Nico at? We want to say, Nico, introduce yourself, sir.
Hi, my name's Nico.
Hey,
Nico in the house.
That's right. And then we got the Queen, Carrie. Queen.
Hey, that boy Nico can't sit still for nothing, man.
Hi, I'm Carrie. Carrie from Tucson, Arizona. Glad to be here.
That's right, Carrie. That's right. Hey, and then we got the King for show, Gerald. Introduce yourself, King.
Brother Gerald from Houston. Happy to be here. Happy to be here for the children's presentation, the children's read. Black Power, Black Love.
Right, and last but not least, you know who it would be, y'all. Talk to him,
That's my man, Unc, right there. Yeah. What to do, man? Hey, I just want to give a big shout out to a happy solar return to Jamie Jr., man. You know, big ups to the King, man, and keep riding well, man. Blessings to you.
Yeah. Happy solar return, son. I love you, man. And it was yesterday, but it's been today. We were able to broadcast it. But happy solar return, son. Love you, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I sent him a little video. I sent a little video over that way, man. So just acknowledging his birthday too. So
yeah, I appreciate it, man. He appreciated it too. Hey, so all right, fam. So look, man, without further ado, we're gonna get it started, man. We're gonna get this movie started, the show started. I hope y'all enjoy it, man. Black Sands, episode 3. All right, we did 1 and 2 last week. Last month, I'm sorry. And we're gonna do episode 3 and 4 today. All right. So we're gonna get it started, man. I hope y'all enjoy it. Hey man, really, man, it's really, really, really good. They got some good stuff here, man. Y'all see that? Right?
no.
Y'all don't see nothing?
Oh yeah, it'll show when you start playing. There we go.
Be careful, Captain. Make sure we stick to the cliffs. We don't want to be spotted.
As you will, High Lord.
Sumerian ship?
They have spotted us, High Lord.
Curses.
Should we report back to our portmasters?
Yes. We better do so quickly. They should not be in these waters, especially at this late an hour.
Should we waylay them to make sure they do not say anything?
No. Continue on. Make sure no one reacts to the screams.
Screams?
All I saw was the broadside of a Sumerian ship, and then moments later my entire crew was killed by those monsters!
This must be dealt with. Make sure he is given plenty of gold for his troubles. I would have him never work again. He lost many friends, yet maintained his wits enough to let us know what happened.
Yes, Counselor.
I am going to find us some help. We are out of our league. I shall ask my friends in Memphis for aid. Make sure the Queen knows of my whereabouts.
Thanks for the ride. You are all true sons of Kemet.
It is an honor, young lord. There are many of us that have never seen you as cursed. I know it weighs heavy on your heart, but know this. The sons of Kemet know a pharaoh when they see one. You shall be a fine leader one day.
What was that about? Nothing much. Just paying respects to the men who brought us home.
Nun's grace. I can't believe I forgot to do so.
Yeah, right. You probably wouldn't have, even if you remembered.
No fair.
Hey guys.
Bosset, get out of the water.
What's up, sis?
Oh my! Sobek?
What are you doing here, my friend?
What's he saying? You know we can't understand him.
He said there were strange creatures roaming the delta and an ominous aura of change. He wanted us to know as this change follows us like a cloud.
That is quite cryptic.
Yeah, I can't make any sense of that.
Well, let's just forget about it then.
You can't just forget about something like that.
Yes, you can. Time to see Daddy.
It's father.
Good day, little ones. Your father is inside awaiting your arrival. Do not speak until spoken to, little man. Exhum and Gib are negotiating, and you will not interrupt them.
Don't let him get under your skin. Let's go inside and...
You got a problem, Montu? I am not the little kid you remember.
Both of you are being difficult. Can we just be friends?
The only union I want with him is my fist with his face.
That's enough nonsense for one day. Let's go inside before I give everyone a glare you won't forget.
Yeah, whatever.
Montu, why do you taunt him so much? You know I hate kids, and arrogant ones vex me even more. Just remember, he is a prince. Prince or not, I only kneel to the pharaoh. A lost cause.
Listen, champion of Memphis. I cannot simply act like your power does not exist. I have seen the power of the gods firsthand. We must praise you and your family. You are not like us.
Let them finish their conversation before we go in, okay?
While I do not disagree that it would be wise to give the people something more direct to believe, the decision is not mine to make. You know that Ra hates the ancients and does not want us to be like them, demanding worship. The people of Kemet serve men, not monsters or gods.
Geb, it is foolish to think this way. The people are fickle, and you know eventually they will find out the truth of the matter.
And it will be handled at that time.
I can only have people worship the life-giving waters of none but for so long. The cult is weakening by the day.
I am sure you will find a way. You always do.
Now is as good a time as any.
Eavesdropping on us, young one?
Don't get me wrong, Father. I couldn't care less about the actions of the faith. Although, I would like to spar if you have the time.
Exum, it has been a pleasure. Allow me some time to talk with my son.
The hall is yours, champion.
Come here, son. Where are the others?
They are waiting outside, Father.
I have heard some troubling things about your exploits in Kerma. Of course, this may all be a misunderstanding. What really happened over there?
I fought best and won. That is all that matters.
All that matters? It is a shame that you have become so bullheaded since your time with your grandfather. You know I disagree with him on this.
It matters not. He is Pharaoh.
Wise words, this is true. Though I am still your father. As such, it is my responsibility to correct you when you are wrong.
Yes, Father.
While I am disappointed in your lack of subtlety, I am more concerned with your inability to influence your sister. Your inaction could have cost the lives of thousands of citizens and start a war between our nations.
It is my fault, Father. I did not use caution, and it almost cost me everything. No matter what though, Father, you cannot blame her for this. She is young and holds more power than any of us. She cannot learn here anymore. We are not prepared.
This is true. I have given it much thought, and Orset will be sent to Kush to train under Amesemi.
What?
I thought they were outside, Osaw.
Depends on what you consider outside.
Father, I don't want to be taken away like my brother. Asar was gone for so long. I don't want the same fate.
My lord!
Why do you interrupt my conversation, especially in the Temple of Noon?
There is word from the front. Giant warriors have joined the Canaanite rebels in raids on the eastern border. Anthos is holding off the attacks for now, but the civilian casualty rate is shooting through the roof. He specifically requested your aid in this matter.
Those giants must be the Nephilim. Ra warned them years ago to never cross the Shimmering Seas. If they are so bold to attack one of our cities, then something big must be coming. Thank you for your words. I shall meet Anthos at the front. Kemet will not fall today.
Father, by giants warriors, does he mean?
Yes, it is definitely Nephilim.
What's that?
All that brutal training your grandfather gave you was so you could eventually fight and kill their kind.
Well, if that is the case, then I should go with you.
Go with me? Son, you are under house arrest until I return. Don't think I forgot about your antics.
Father, I'm scared. I don't want to be sent away.
Don't think of it like that, child. Your power is dangerous, but with Amesemi's guidance, it could be quite beautiful. You will not be going for some time, so there is plenty of time to think about it. I shall return in a few days. I leave you all under the watchful eye of Anur.
Your word.
My son will not be leaving the palace for a few days. Keep an eye on him and see that he doesn't. He hasn't been back from his training for long, so his subtlety is lacking. Let Set handle the emissaries and disputes while I am gone.
As commanded. Your father's will is absolute. Let's keep this as simple as possible and just stick around the palace for the next few days. You might be able to sneak past us, but Nekbet is always watching. What business have you here, Minoan?
I am an old friend of Anthos. Christo Navio is the name. I come seeking an audience with the Pharaoh.
I shall confirm your story. Until then, you are not to enter.
Let him pass. I know of him.
The young Prince Seth. It is quite an honor to meet you.
Thank you. I know of your exploits from my mentor. What is it you wish from us?
While I do not doubt your leadership, young Prince, I cannot in good conscience share this information with you. It must go to the Pharaoh.
He will be informed.
Still, I should...
Enough!
Well, I guess I yield. I bring to you a request for your most elite warriors that handle matters involving the ancients. I am sure you will give this missive to those experienced in the matter.
Anything I should be aware of?
All the information is in that scroll. I will take my leave, and await the arrival of your representatives in Akrotiri. The waters might be treacherous, so be prepared for a fight.
What? Fool, give it back!
No chance, little brother. I heard the keyword that set me on my path. Ancients.
What has the Pharaoh put you through these last 5 years? I understand you feel you are worthy to read this missive, but remember, we were ordered to stay in the palace.
Orders are for followers. I will be Pharaoh.
You will be dead before you become Pharaoh if you keep tempting fate.
Huh? Alright, what is the extent of our tricks?
You know nothing, brother. While you might have suffered the most, don't think we are not prepared as well.
Fair enough. Then you should be thrilled.
You fool!
Hey!
Welcome to Wells Fargo.
Oh, what is that?
It's everything the Bank of Doing.
This is a grievous offense. The Pharaoh will know of your actions this day, young.
Show mercy, master. The boy is still naive.
Boy?
The seal is broken. I shall leave this with you, sir.
Let me know what the Pharaoh decides.
I shall.
What's it say?
We are done here. Turn all the others away.
Yes, sire.
Yes, sire?
So, what just happened?
Nothing good, I can't imagine.
Long time no see, old friend.
It's an honor, my lord.
Cut the formalities. How has the last 5 years been to you, Rhys-chan?
Much has changed. I'm treated with respect now.
Ever decide if you wanted to join the army?
It's not in the cards for me, Asar.
Alright. Maybe we will hang out another time.
It's amazing how your overly aggressive attitude did not rub off on him.
So are we going to talk about what happened earlier? Or are we just going to keep ignoring the fact that we may be grounded for 3 lifetimes?
I would like to know what's in the letter.
You are usually not interested in troublesome things. What gives?
Well, if Asar is interested, we should at least be aware.
I'll never understand why you care so much about his opinions. All he ever does is get us in trouble or starts fights.
He also makes sure we're all safe, even at his own expense.
I am right here, you know.
Well, Ao said, today is your day because I will be discussing the details of the scroll. I must first explain why Tahuti was so angry. You guys have not been trained in the subtleties of politics, but I have extensively. A sealed message is only supposed to be opened by the recipient. It is a direct message between kings. By breaking the seal, you broke a sacred trust. Tahuti will let grandfather know, and then... well, it doesn't matter. The choice was made. The situation in Minoa is complicated.
Can we get this over with?
A local fisherman reported that giant sea monsters destroyed his ship and slaughtered his crew. He also mentioned a Sumerian ship, though the details are vague.
I will handle this.
Listen, brother. Await Tahuti's judgment before you make any more decisions. It is one thing to slight him, but to slight Ra?
Yeah, I'll probably wait.
What's with the change of heart?
It's nothing.
What is your decision on this? He has broken the trust between empires.
His destiny is his to write. If he is to be Pharaoh, he must suffer and overcome his decisions no matter the cost.
You play a dangerous game, Pharaoh.
As you have with me, Noon.
Those eyes, are they a blessing or a curse?
It is power. Power demands sacrifice. Now go.
Tahuti!
You have disappointed me, child. But it is not my place to pass judgment. You are as stubborn as the Pharaoh. You are free to do what you feel is necessary. Ra permits all your future actions.
Then I am to go?
Remember, child, the fate of your kin is also in your hands. Your headstrong actions may lead to their end. I pray that you will act wise and with caution.
Did you get the word?
Yes, unfortunately.
You don't have to go with me.
No one wants to be around when Father finds out you disobeyed him. We are coming too.
I've never been to Manoa.
All that leaves for us is a way to get past them.
You wouldn't believe the day I had.
Such is the fate of a watcher.
Asar has caused nothing but trouble ever since he has returned home from his training.
If he has been gone for years, and only recently returned after so much training, wouldn't he be a reflection of what he was trained to do?
You are right. Being a watcher, I always look for what should be and never what is. Asar is a reflection of his grandfather, and Ra has absolutely no restraint when it comes to accomplishing what he feels is right.
As a watcher, your job is to record the events of these children, not guide them. It is not fair for you, one with such foresight and knowledge, to manipulate the lives of mortal men.
You raise a valid point.
Of course I do. Asar will do what he feels is right. Do not worry about it. Everyone is judged in the end based on the way they live their lives, not the way they were guided to live.
It is a rarity indeed for such a wise and just woman to even exist in this mortal world.
Your words are kind. I will see if I can get Kansu to come home early this night. He hasn't spent much time with you lately.
You are right. Let's relax for a few days. I'll tell Ra I am taking a vacation.
Really?
Yeah.
Report! The fleet is nearly complete. We have a few hundred men still coming in from the mountains. It should take roughly 3 days before we can set sail.
Good. Manoa has been too comfortable on their isolated island while real men like us fight against gods. We do not go to war because we want to kill our fellow man. No. We go to war to end all wars. The pathetic Manoans never once helped us fight back the waves of monsters and death, besieging our great nation, the last nation of Greece, Sparta. Those who are too weak or cowardly to fight must serve those who will. We will put them to the ship and unite the worlds of men against our common foe, the Titans. And after their lands burn and the dust has settled, we shall recover our greatest asset, Minas. With that boy, even the strongest Titans will be vulnerable. This is why we must win.
What news do you bring about Sparta and the south?
They have built a massive fleet.
How massive?
Enough to crush any nation.
So the day has finally come where we make our stand.
We are not their objective. This states they plan to annihilate Minoa.
What must I do?
Athenians! A great war is about to break out, and we will have some role to play. I do not know it as of this moment, but it is wise to prepare every able-bodied man for the battle to come. Athens will not let savagery reign! Sparta sacrifices too much humanity for victory! We are not the same!
Okay, so now do y'all want to talk about that or do y'all want to continue to roll?
I wanted to continue. 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 Continue.
Hey, Jamie, it's just like that movie too, man. Just like that little clip too. Them little kids, man.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Where we at?
Again.
Hey, it's their show, man. We gotta let them roll.
Again.
All right, so we'll let them roll, man. We're gonna let it roll, y'all. All right, so everybody mute.
Them boys something else.
Does everyone remember the plan? There is one clear goal we need to address before we begin to think about leaving. We need a ship, and the military is not going to just lend us one.
I know an old friend that can help with that. For all intents and purposes, he is a scoundrel, but he has a crew and is willing to help for a price.
And what price might that be?
Look, do you want help or not?
We will pay whatever your friend requires.
All right, I'll let him know to expect us. This won't be easy though. He will need 2 days to prepare for the journey.
If we have 2 days, then perhaps I can pull a few favors from some of the military commanders in the city.
Favors? How do you know any officers in the military?
It's a long story.
Alright, what am I doing?
Not this time, sis. Your powers are not very subtle. Follow me. Behold, Our war room. The Pharaoh helped me design this armory for us. Everyone will have battle-ready attire and weapons. It's time to kill some gods.
Wait for the signal before we move, or we will be shut down quickly.
Anu, my love. When are we going to settle down? Just us two.
Bastet, you're drunk. Watch what you are doing. Do not treat her like that old fool. Oh, come on, Montu. She is clearly drunk. That is no reason to handle her so.
But out of this, Montu. This is a matter between lovers.
Now, to the psychic.
So how do we get Bastet to help? She pretty much doesn't do anything.
Hey, she is my best friend. She does only what needs to be done. Don't be a hater.
I thought I was your best friend.
You are my best friend in the family, which is more important.
Stop drawing attention to yourselves. Nekhebet is always watching.
Alright, how are we supposed to get past all those soldiers without being recognized? There are hundreds.
We will wait for them to leave.
All of them?
For the most part, yes. I know the commander of the Third Army very well.
Young Prince, you seem well. I was called here by the Pharaoh for an urgent matter. Could you lead me to him?
The reason you are here is because I summoned you. Try not to speak too loudly.
Oh? How may I assist you, Lord Seth?
I need you to do an invasion drill with the Western Guard tomorrow, midday.
My lord, what is the purpose of this? A large movement of this kind would be problematic.
It is best you do not know. To ease your mind, it has nothing to do with an invasion. The city should face no threat. This is a personal matter.
You ask too much, my lord.
I only ask you to show unflinching faith in your leader, as I have with my people.
Again! Where are you, son?
There are Matrons near the window. Someone took our son.
Again! Again! Speak to me! Again! I'm coming! That's enough. Kicking me again when you are going to die. That's it. You die now. I only need your emblem to collect the bounty.
Let go of the boy.
Who are you?
The last thing you will see.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you all!
me! Help! What is happening? Wait! Don't hurt my son!
You are no son of Kemet. This is much easier. Trust me.
Thank you, sir. He would have surely killed me.
Step away from my son!
Father! This boy saved me from an Assyrian!
No problem. It is what all should do for a fellow child of the sun.
Really? Son?
Yes, really. He's like a mystic. Or something. Wait, can you help me up and walk me back to my house? My father. He looks like he's about to fall over.
If that's what you wish, young one.
Nuns, Grace, don't touch me! Get away from me, freak!
Calm down. I am just like you.
No, you're not. You are cursed. Do not touch me. Now I know why the Assyrian fell.
Why would you say that to him? Are you mad?
Look at him. If he touches us, we'll be cursed as well.
Young man, I am a lieutenant in the 3rd Army. Military command spoke of a boy with a severe disfiguration in the royal family.
And?
If you are that boy, then I feel the Kemetic Empire will have a bright future ahead of it. I must embrace you as a brother.
We are clear.
I just love it when...
Don't jinx us, sis.
We only have a few more streets to go to reach the docks.
Yes! We made it!
Oh, come on, sis. You just had to say something.
We better move quickly, but not too quickly to draw exposure. From the sound of it, and her has found out we are gone.
Who has seen the royal family? Where is the prince? Do not interfere when I catch that fool. Now is not the time, Nekhebet. Go up there and see what she has to say.
on her? You look so troubled.
I do not have time for games. You know something?
Oh, the kids? Why, they're right there in the military district. I have been tracking them all day.
If you have been tracking them, why haven't you said anything?
You only told me to keep an eye on them.
Enough! Where in the military district? I can't tell from here.
Right there.
They got us!
We got to move, now.
Wait! If we run to the docks, they will find our contact, and we will not make it. We must go south and make a distraction before heading to the docks.
Alright, let's move.
They are coming! Keep moving! I will hold them off here!
You can't! They're too strong!
Nonsense! I will crush them here and now, then catch up with you. Now go!
You guys go. I will stay to make sure he doesn't do anything foolish.
You fool! You will return now. I'll deal with the rest of them later. You disappoint me, boy. You dishonor this house.
I dishonor nothing. I will be Pharaoh one day. My actions are my own. Who are you to challenge me?
Wait, Mantu. You must not kill him.
Nuns, Grace!
Let's move!
That little punk is good. Indeed. He is much stronger than anticipated. No holding back. Let's go.
There's no way we can outrun them!
Of course we can!
No, we cannot. They are banned. They have more power than us. I see you're not familiar with the mechanics of a bound. I'll explain later. We need a distraction. I am calling in a favor.
What in the world is that?
When you see the signal, make a hard right and head to the docks. Make sure to separate from me so they cannot see you. This is the most important factor.
Huh? Where are they? They split. Our little friend went that way. Capture the prince. The rest will fold without him. Cut him off. Go all out. He really got under your skin. I have never seen you so angry before. This is good. And with that, I'm out. You go no further!
amazing, sis! You should do that more often!
What'd she do?
I don't really know, but it was cool.
Sis, what happened?
Now is not the time. Do you know any regenerative spells?
I only know one, but it's barely going to help if this is a serious injury.
Snap out of it. Our sister needs us.
My friend, what have you gotten yourself into this time? Take this.
Thank you, Shade. We must go now.
Nekhebet, where are they now?
They are beyond my reach.
If they have left the city, we cannot pursue them even if we wanted to. I know, the binding. Now, we must figure out how we are going to tell Geb that his son disobeyed him and escaped, along with his other children.
I have rested enough. Sis, help me get my hair back to normal.
Okay, you had me worried.
What is your name? And how does my sister know you?
Your sister has gotten me out of a few binds, and I her. It's more of a mutually beneficial arrangement. I am Sheut, by the way.
You are Medjai, correct?
Kind of. I do not carry the full rights yet. I left my tribe behind.
That would explain this odd crew of yours. You some kind of pirate?
Little man, I am the pirate.
Was that eclipse natural?
Certainly not. You didn't sense it?
Sense what?
Do not suppress your powers so much. You might lose them that way.
I don't want Father to send me away.
You can't change fate. You must embrace the future and never fear it.
I'll try.
Come here, boy! Here's your ball back.
Thanks, big sis.
What?
Is that Tahuti's son? Why are you here, Konsu?
What? Big sis needed my help.
Now we have used my master's son in our escape. He is going to kill me. Get out of here and don't say a word.
Hey, you don't need to be mean to him like that.
Whatever, big bro.
Not your bro.
That child emulates the power of the moon. Too bad he can never age. He will always be a child. This is why we must always be kind to him. Seth.
Hey!
Listen up! We made it this far due to our determination and commitment to each other. When we reach Minoa, who knows what ancients will stand in our way? But know this, we will not lose, we will triumph!
Minoa can wait for now. You guys owe me a debt.
I don't want to watch.
Yet I will collect on the deadliest uncharted island in the Mediterranean. None have survived this journey. But with the help of god killers, we may have a chance.
How does he know we are god killers?
He is the son of the Magi King.
Sis, is this guy serious?
This was the only way out of Kemet.
Indeed. And smuggling royalty out of a city is a death penalty type problem. I don't plan on dying, though. If I do, it will be in the Shadow Gale.
What have you done?
All right, family. That's it, man. That was part 3 and part 4, man. Nah, I mean, I mean, you know, for what you know, for what it's worth, man. I think that those are some pretty good anime shows, man, episodes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, they're quite interesting, man. They tell a lot, man, about the parent and the children, man, and you know, we can learn from the children, man, and how them children just want to go buck wild.
It was cool.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you learn about the different cultures, different people, Minoans and the Greeks and the, you know what I mean? They kind of the Assyrians. They bring them out, man. I think that's pretty slick.
Can I
What did you learn from it, Isaiah?
a lot.
Okay. What did you learn, Nico?
Nico. Yeah.
What did you learn from that?
No, I don't. I just learned not to be mean, be nice, and don't run away. That's what I just learned.
Sweet. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Gerald, you got some questions?
Oh.
Yeah, you unmute yourself, King.
No, I'm good. I'm just listening. Just listening.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So Isaiah, tell me 2 things that you learned. You said you learned a lot. So tell me 2 things that you learned from it.
I don't know what to say.
Okay.
I don't know what to say.
Did you learn to keep obeying your parents?
Yeah.
Yep, you learned that, didn't you? And you probably learned that there's consequences to your actions.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Especially when you think you're right. You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Am
No.
I? Right. Right.
Hey, but you know, I'll just go ahead.
No, it was good.
Y'all there, Isaiah and
Nico.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Where's Nico at?
Probably in the kitchen.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah.
You like a saw?
Yeah.
Why you like a saw?
Because he's really strong.
Is there anything that you don't like about him?
No, not really.
Like when his sisters and them be saying he should slow down and maybe he's too arrogant. Do you agree with that or you disagree? Or do you think he's doing what he's supposed to do?
Doing what he's supposed to do.
Okay, good. Do you like Set?
What?
Do you remember his brother Set?
What?
Remember the one that they touched and he had they say he got some bad skin, but he had saved it. Yeah, do you like him?
Yeah.
Okay. What about Set? She always been trying to be careful, but she got some powers. Do you like her or do you not?
I do.
Okay, good. What about his daddy? His daddy keep telling him to behave, but his grandfather telling him, you know, you're gonna be king one day. You know. You keep hearing that conflict where his daddy Jeb telling him to relax, son. Follow the rules, but he had already been trained under Ra, and Ra already say you a killer. You're a God killer. And he ain't backing down, you know. He done fought the little boy earlier. They ain't fighting the man daddy. He give it to anybody. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you like about it. Okay.
You like that about Asar?
Yeah, Sar say anybody can get it.
Hey, Isaiah.
Yeah.
You like that about Asar? Be getting in trouble, man.
Yeah.
But he be helping a lot of people too, don't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got to be careful of that, man. Isn't it kind of cool that that his grandfather is teaching him to be, just go get it, and his dad is saying, "Slow down, man, slow down some."
Yeah.
Right. So luckily, you just got your daddy in your life, and that's the one you better pay attention to. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I
All right,
Dad?
guys. You guys can go ahead and get off, man. Thanks for joining, man. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all. Good job.
Hey, man. So I got some.
Hey, hold up just a second, man. Hey,
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like that with grandkids too, man. I got a certain angle, and then the kids got a different angle. It'll be cracking me up sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah, that's some real stuff there, man. Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
my
good.
family. I'm just going. I just want y'all to know, man, that we do this for the kids. We want the kids to, to participate, join in, man, and even the parents. You know what I mean? Come on in, man, because listen, man, this is so serious. I got a article here, man. It says Florida rejects new AP high school course on African American studies, right?
You said Broward County?
This is Florida. It just says Florida.
Florida, okay.
Yeah, it just says Florida. Let me see what else. Let me see. So I just wanted to read this real quick, man, just so y'all see what's going on and what the fight is about, man. So it says Tallahassee, right? Without a detailed explanation, Governor Ron DeSantis' administration has rejected a new advancement placement course on African American studies for high school students, broadly claiming it violates state law and that it lacks educational value. Now you hear that, right?
Wow.
right? Now this is what they're saying, man. Now I don't agree with everything that they put in this thing, but it gets deep, man. So it says when asked for specifics on the content, the Florida Department of Education did not respond, making it unclear what items the state believes are unlawful or objectionable, right? On Monday, 3 days after this story published, the department responded and said the state had concerns with topics and lesson plans about Black queer, listen to this, Black queer studies, the Black Lives Matter movement, Black feminist literary thought and reparations movement, and the Black struggle in the 21st century, among other readings by Black scholars, activists, and writers, right? So, it says, so on Monday, 3 days after this story published, the department responded and said the state had concerns with topics in lesson plans about these issues, right? All right. So it goes to say the course would be offered by the College Board, which administers the advanced placement program and the SAT exam. In the future, should College Board be willing to come back to the table with lawful, historical, accurate content, FDOE will always be willing to reopen the discussion. The state wrote in a letter to the College Board. The company that administers the course, as well as other interdisciplinary courses and the SAT exam. The Advanced Placement Program is the first course in African American Studies to be offered by the College Board. It would allow high school students to earn credits at advanced placement. That's the AP. That's what the AP stands for. At many colleges across the country. So it's like all new AP courses, AP African American Studies is undergoing a rigorous multi-year pilot phase, collecting feedback from teachers, students, scholars, and policymakers. The College Board said in a statement on Thursday, the process of piloting the revising course frameworks is a standard part of any new AP course, and frameworks often change significantly as a result. The course has been in development for more than a decade, and it focuses not just on history, but explores the vital contributions and experiences of African Americans in literature and arts, political science, geography, and science, right? A syllabus is not yet publicly available. The course framework will be released when it is completed and before it is widely available in American high schools, according to the College Board. But the syllabus was apparently leaked to the Florida Standard, a conservation outlet that is friendly with the DeSantis administration. According to the outlet, the course sought to teach progressive doctrines because it includes topics such as Black queer studies and post-racial racism and color blindness. Florida's action has drawn a sharp rebuke from critics who suggest it amounts to whitewashing history. This political extremism and its attack of Black history and Black people is going to create an entire generation of Black children who won't be able to see themselves reflected at all within their own education or in their own state. West Park State Senator Sheree Jones, a Democrat, posted on Twitter. Florida currently offers advanced placement courses on European history and other cultures, right? So right now you can get advanced placement courses in European history. You just ain't gonna be able to get it. It's in African American history, right? You ain't gonna be that. They ain't letting you. They ain't performing for that. So I'm just saying, we could read on, man, but this article right here is news, the educational grade book. It's the Tampa Bay Times. I got this out of the Tampa Bay Times. So just give you a little bit of what is going on as far as these people changing history in our face, rewriting history in our face, family. This is what I'm saying, man. And he's not the only one that's pushing this line. He's not the only. So Florida's not the only state that's pushing this line right now. Okay. So I'm just saying, man, it's gonna spread. It's gonna spread. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not gonna have part of the United States believing in one part of history, and they're gonna teach it all through the whole educational system. Okay. And so I'm just saying, fam, it's right here. They put it right here in your face, right here, right in your face. They letting you know that you can go get the AP courses. You can get them. You can get the advanced placement program in European history. You can get that. You just can't get it in African American history. Can't get it. You're not gonna be able to get it. So I'm just letting you know, man, what that looked like, and so how to, I just want y'all to see what that looks like, right? And what they're doing right in our face, man. Like, we can teach this part of history, but you can't teach this part of history. And it says against the law. You see that in the beginning of this. It says against the state law. Right.
That just really shows how powerful our Black history is, man.
Hey, man, it's so powerful, King, because I mean, that history can change a person's mind, King. His whole mindset. Right? Yep. And they don't want that, man. They want you to be yes a boss type shit. And history, slavery benefited. The slaves benefited from slavery. They got skills and that kind of stuff. Yet still, Africans built the pyramids. I don't know what kind of skills you give them, right? But they, like Gerald said, we fought real hard to integrate into their school systems. So we really can't got no room to speak on what they teach in their school system. Okay. So it's up to us to combat that with real history. And that's what we do every first Sunday, every month on Sankofa, 180 degrees. That's what we do, fam. We try to push that history, right? Asar, Aset, Nebet, Set. You got Geb, you had Ra, you got Tahuti, you have Ma'at, you know what I mean? You got Noon, you know what I mean? We had, so this is our that's part of our mythos in our history, fam. And we gotta get to that. Study that, man, because that was just for us. You know what I'm saying? The other stuff, all that other stuff, man, is your slave masters. That belong to them. Let them have that. Yeah, man. So I'm just saying, I just wanted to read that, man. Like I said, that's from Tampa Bay Times, right? Um, the educational grade book. That's where I got it from. So yeah, y'all can look that up if you want. And it goes deeper, man. It goes deeper.
Send that to me, Jamie, please.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And
Yeah,
then I just sent you a video to play too.
Yes, sir. I'll do it right now, sir. Got you. Right now, King. Uh
Just
yeah.
on that, it's just
Go ahead.
they don't want it. They don't want it in the high schools. The whole argument about CRT was about it being at a high school level. You know, and they was always saying CRT was at a college level. It's a higher, at the higher institution of education.
With the critical race theory.
Yeah. So all that fall up under CRT. So
okay.
In high school, just as you say, if you know, you can almost get a goddamn associate's degree in high school at this time. They got different, you can be taking classes while you're in high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So as we said earlier, dealing with the Eurocentric, high school and education, they got no problem with that, bringing it into high school. But when it's dealing with African, they do not want any of that coming into their high school level, period. And they got a law that goes against it. You can't do it at the college level. But what we basically should be understand is if you don't go to college, you ain't gonna learn nothing about yourself. It got to be somewhere done on your own. They're not gonna teach it to you in no public education.
And they ain't gonna teach it to you in no college. I mean, unless you go to like Africana studies.
Exactly. It's something that you got to pay for.
Yeah, unless you go to Africana studies or something. One of the colleges they offer Africana studies.
Right. And at
like
that time,
Cornell and all them.
Time in higher institutions, you paying for it. So it's something that you gotta pay for. There's nothing that they gonna bring to you free. They not in their educational system. So you'll always hear me bang my drum. You gotta you gotta educate your own. You can't complain. They telling you what they're gonna do. They got laws set up what they're gonna do to teach their own. If you want to teach your own, you got to have some type of secondary education on weekends or something after school to where your people learn about their culture, learn about their customs, and learn about themselves. Like I said, the thing that was played earlier was for children to see themselves, see images that look like themselves in any type of anime. That's most time you're gonna Asian children. They jock to that because they get to see themselves. Historically cartoons is European. You know what I'm saying? So to get to see something and then not from a negative, some, baby kids or some, you know what I'm saying, some kind of play on our culture and one that I like that got to get a bad rap, but still had some good stuff was the Boondocks.
Right,
Boondocks had some stuff in it, but it kind of it would go across the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I fuck with Boondocks.
Right, but other than that, most of them it's kind of, we get to see ourselves, but it's usually in the quote unquote that ghetto style, that quote, that type of thing. So to see it in that way, especially going back, dealing with one of the greatest civilizations of Kemet and connecting our children to that, letting them see a black Asar, a black Aset, and then being called in their original names. That's something. What up, Prince?
What's up? Yeah, look at him looking like a rock star. What's going on, baby boy?
Yeah, I ain't feeling it. How y'all brothers doing, man?
All right, baby boy. What's going on with you, man?
Ain't nothing too much going on. I'm up here with these white folks, man. I even got a caravan of fucking undercovers following my ass around and shit.
Because you got that aura, man. You got that aura, but people be peeping.
I stick out like an orange in a banana pile. That's all.
Right, right.
I really do, man. And it's just not cool. It's not cool at all. And hey, you know what I'm talking about. You know how you clock the block, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I clocked it. And so in the last 10 minutes, same motherfucking trucks and Tahoes and Jaguar cars, all that shit just scooping by. Just keep showing up. And I'm like, damn. And they always do that though, man. They always get the wrong person, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just black down here and I ain't got no place to live now and shit. So I'll be in the goddamn streets all the time, ride my bike, trying to get somewhere and chill. So they want to fucking know. Look at this shit. Wish I could show you, boy. I'm telling you, boy, these motherfuckers is something else, man.
Yeah, that's
So,
what happened, man. You know, when we out there like that, though.
Yeah, man. White folks just don't want brothers to get up on nothing, man. And I know, I talked to HR and all that, man, and I ain't mean to jump on here and talk about my shit, man. But I talked to HR and they was just basically like, you got hurt, Sherrod, on the elevator. That's why they let you go. You're a liability. This and
You
Hey,
muted
unmute
yourself.
yourself. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, Prince.
You muted. You muted. Unmute yourself, King. Hey. Unmute yourself.
They have a happy, upbeat personality, and people who ain't like that, they don't like to see that shit. And I think my dress code, me staying cut up all the time, me dressing nice all the time, these crackers don't like that shit, bro. They don't like that shit. They don't like that shit. They rather see me.
Let me tell you, man, it would be the same in the hood too. You know, because you out there, like that. You know what I mean? So,
but out here, bro, it's different. Like I don't know, man. You up here with these hillbillies, man. Look, man, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's just really, it's kind of scary to me, man, because of the simple fact that, it's 16 different clan chapters out here, Ku Klux Klan and shit. So, up here in these hills, man, they got different laws, bro. Like, so when I got here and I seen how it was, I knew I had to be 10 times calmer, 10 times cleaner, 10 times well-spoken, all of that for me to survive out here. And I played that Sambo role. And it wasn't enough for these motherfuckers, man. I'm telling you, it just was not enough. I got humiliated at an interview when this chick hooked me up with it. I had my recommendation letter. I had everything, bro. I was in there with my suit and tie on, bro. Nice, man. Boy, if you'd have seen me, you'd have been like, boy, look at my boy. And I dressed that way to let these white folks know, like, man, just because I'm black don't mean I ain't got no style and I ain't got no good classy taste. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't come from no, shit, man. Y'all better cut that shit out. So, I'm getting the same thing all the time. You talk very well. You're very articulate. And I'm just getting to the point, bro. I'm fed up. I just spent over $1,800 fucking dollars in a hotel room. I'm down to the wire now. I'm dead in the water. Like I'm dead in the water. I have no money coming in. I got an interview on the 9th. I got another interview on the 8th in Craig for this mining company. They pay $28 an hour. They also do housing. But to be honest with you, man, I'm tired of this goddamn mountain and these white folks, man. I'm tired of heckling, jekyll, I'm tired of samboing it. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of catering to these crackers, man. I am, bro. I am. I'm dead ass. I'm so serious. I'm so serious.
Hey man, have you? Hey. So listen, man. Wait. We can. Hey, give us a minute, and we're gonna get on that subject. All right, we're gonna get on that subject.
All right.
We're on that subject.
All right, just text me when you want me to jump back on.
Okay.
All right. I love y'all, man.
Love you too, King.
Keep me in your prayers, man.
For sure.
Already. Shit.
Hey, but hey. So what I was saying, oh yeah, you want to see this, right? Hold on, my bad. This let's see here we go.
Indeed.
You see that right there? That's
Yep.
it right there, right? That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Can you make it bigger?
No, I don't think so. It ain't letting me. It won't. I can't, man.
Okay, that's all right.
I don't know if it. I don't know what I gotta do.
That's all right. The messages was important.
Liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a
Go
mistake.
back to the beginning one more
You
time.
can't afford to strangle hope in people.
I don't know how you do that. How you go back to the beginning?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me see something. Yeah.
Because this is going to tie right into what you was talking about, reading about.
Them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
It's you liberals who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard. You liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one of us.
It's you liberals.
So that's just cold, man. And even got the servant, the brother, right there hearing all that noise, man. And it's the same thing. They're putting it right in our face, and too many of the parents, man, is evading the solution. The solution is, what we talked about is, we got to teach our own, so, or pay for limited information. And we can also encourage our kids, because they know their way around that computer, to research themselves. But we got to inspire them, you got to give them something inspirational. And it's just sad, man. But the brother right there, man, is just walking around serving them, hearing all this crazy shit, and shit is like that today, man, obviously.
Well, this is why I said this is the importance of us getting together the first Sunday every month and trying to, come together and let's put some of our history out here. Let's put something out here, man. And, you know what I'm saying? We can put something out here that they're definitely not going to teach in these schools. You know what I mean? That's what we need. That's the mission. You know what I mean? To push what they're definitely not going to push in these schools.
Yeah, and the important aspect is too is, it's one thing to complain about it, but what the fuck you doing about it? You know what I mean? So, we doing something about it on here. It's talked about. We just got to push that agenda, and that's what we do on Sankofa anyway. So, that's why we get together 2 days a week instead of just one, and give it up.
That's right, man. I mean, come on, like You know, we ain't teaching no witchcraft. We ain't teaching, you know what I mean? We ain't teaching how to build no bombs and nothing like that, right? We just teaching, you know what I'm saying, you know, history, man, how to become a bomb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right, right.
You know what I mean? Like, wow.
Yeah. And they know it, man. They know it clearly. You know, that's what I'm saying. That's how powerful our information is. And even in that video, that reading that you read, the animation that we watched, and this last video, you know, they are fully knowing. You know, just like you know, that video you shared, Jamie, about you know, Washington D.C. You know, and you know, being built upon, you know, our information, you know, but totally hidden. You know, they fully knowing, man, and it's just at the point where they just got to do it real. I guess they did it bold back then too, you know. It's just sick, man. But there again, you know, I say it's sick, and I'm feeling that disparity. But you know, the thing is to just keep on, you know, applying ourselves to, you know, gaining knowledge and sharing knowledge. You know.
Yeah, man. You know, we just teaching you how to, you know, how to think, man. Because like once when they have it their way, our history, you know, it's gonna be gone, man. We're gonna be searching for it like we searching for Kemet. You gonna be searching for our real history, and you know, just the slavery part of, just the slavery part of it. You know what I mean? It's gonna become just like Kemet, man. How we researching Kemet and finding this and this and that and figuring out this and that, right? This is what's gonna be for, you know, 2 generations from now, man. They're gonna be on the internet, whatever they're working on. They're gonna be on it trying to figure out what they said back in slavery. It wasn't like that. It was like this, and then it was no. It was like this. No, look, this what it say right here. You know what I mean? All right, and that's what it's gonna be. And then you're gonna have them kids debating about slavery. Then it's gonna come to a point later on down the road, further down than that. Was there even slavery? Did slavery even happen at that? You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a debate that even happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna start teaching it never happened. It was just a myth, like everything else. Like, man, like, listen, man, we gotta do something, man.
Yeah, this is a mindset that I got, man. Is, you know, uh, knowledge can't be, you know, facts and truths cannot be just swept under the rug, man. You know, and like it was pointed out in the children's, you know, videos. You know, there's a consequences that's going to be paid regardless, right? You know, some people call it karma, you know, whatever it is, man. That truth is not going to be buried, stay buried. So my mindset on that is, you know, they're going to need to utilize all this hidden knowledge, right? Abroad, they're going to need to use it. And if we don't get up on our information, then they're still going to be dictating what is our history, and we're going to be following up, you know, lagging behind, you know, because you're looking at the exterior instead of the interior, right? And so it's still going to follow that same chain unless we get the guap of, you know, people ready for, you know, when that comes, but prepared and advancing along the way, you know. So, you know, it's an ugly scene, man, and I think I explained that really clear. You know, it's just a mindset, not necessarily a mindset, but a area of intuition, man, clarity. You know, optional clarity. You know, go ahead, Gerald.
Yeah, that truth, by definition, is gonna be truth. I don't care how many lies told. When that truth comes, it's gonna. You know, people can still believe a lie, and that's where you're gonna get the cognitive dissonance going on and all that kind of stuff. But you know, you can't bury the truth.
Right.
And lie can come in many different forms. A lie can come in many different forms. But I think they at this time they suppressing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
by just them suppressing it, all it needs is one who's a seeker, and that's the job for each human being should at one time become a seeker. I don't care what system you come up in. At one time, you should be challenged, and if your information is based on truth, it should withstand that challenge. I don't care what it is. If it's standing on a solid foundation, when it get challenged by anybody, you should be able to come up with the receipts.
Right.
If not, if you ain't got the receipts and you talking and quoting somebody else, and somebody can bring evidence that showing something different, you know what I'm saying? So, and with science, if one is about knowing, that's what science is, to know, and to not be biased against it, regardless of what it says. And again, you got political science, you got certain stuff where you know it's being tampered with, but on that basic thing, if you start rejecting those things, and we shouldn't have to argue no more where humanity started, who were the original people. But you still got that argument going on. You understand? If we would just start with the basic truths, then certain things about Africa have this, and the first people have, it makes sense if it started there. You ain't gotta be fighting and trying to figure it out. But if you have some misconception about the origins, misconception about Africa, and this, that, I mean, you're gonna have some problems. And that's when you're gonna get the people telling the lies, the people distorting, the people claiming African things for themselves. They said Africans was black, but they was actually white. They got black skin, but they white people. That was an argument going on at one time with white people. They just crazy. You know what I'm saying? So once you come from it, as I say, I'll always go on education. Education is basically tapping back into your own source. You know what I'm saying? You are remembering. To be educated is drawn out from within. Soon as somebody is giving you some alien information, you are being miseducated. I don't care if you excel or accept it or reject it. The problem is you're being miseducated. Some people can accept miseducation, and excel within it. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, it's something different. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you they're not black. They'll tell you not African. Okay, let's do a DNA. Well, I don't trust DNA. That's the white man. I'll kind of, they get to talking crazy, on that type of thing. But it is what it is. Come across those people. Hopefully, you try to come at it with correct thinking. It's the only thing we can do. Come at it with the truth, for us what we know, and be able to present that in an objective manner. After that, y'all know my thing. They can accept it or reject it. You, at that point, you decide whether you want to keep battling with it. You know what you've done. Shit.
One of the quotes, I think Socrates quoted this, man, and it's so widespread, and I'm in such non-compliance with it, right? And this is the more that I learned, the more I learned I didn't know nothing, right? And my point of view is, if you don't know nothing, shut the fuck up. Right? You know what I'm saying? So I get that. I trust it. I get the gist of what he's talking about, right? Nevertheless, my point still stands the same.
It's an humbleness. And I'm not even saying Socrates is the one who stated that shit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's an honesty. The more that you know, the more humble you realize that you don't know. It's not to get arrogant because you know something. That arrogant gonna knock your ass down.
See, and that's the clarity of the point right there, right? And because there's a few of those banners going out, and like I hear it on the daily, right? Just because of this venue I'm in and stuff. So, but what they say is the more I don't know nothing. That's my qualm, right? What you quoted was say the one that you said. The more I need to know, the more I need to learn, right?
The more I know, it makes it. How is it? The more I know,
yeah. The more I know,
makes
the
me
more
realize.
I know that
Yeah,
realize there's more to be
for me
learned.
to learn. Right,
Okay,
right,
and
right,
that's all good, right? But
right.
I'm telling you, that other side of it is that I know nothing, right?
Right.
And it has a grasp on people, man. And I'm in total non-compliance with that. I get what you're saying because I dig that part.
Maybe that means because you what you know don't compare to what you don't know.
Well, that's just the same thing that what Gerald is talking about. What I'm saying is exactly what I said. They say I know nothing, and I don't care how you put it. I don't care how you change it up. That ain't what it said. It said nothing, and I ain't cool with that. Right?
Right.
They really trying to come at themselves as if they so pure that they are open to learning anything. But at a point to even learn to go forward, you better remember, and you got to say you know something, or it's
Come on.
Yeah, you're going back in the circle. So they can declare at one point they don't know what they at one time accepted that they understood.
Yeah, I even heard it on some of the conscious platforms, man. You know, and I'm like, you know, luckily it ain't widespread, you know, on the disapproval that I have, you know, because I'm all with that other side, and I'm intelligent enough to know, you know, what it is, man. But I see people acting in that way. I can't do nothing. I gotta wait on. I gotta wait on God. I gotta wait on this and you know, all this shit, man. You know, it's just crazy, dude.
Well, even when I'm looking back at that, when we was watching the anime thing, the way how they portraying the Saw is like a trip to me. You know what I'm saying?
It is
But
to
I'm
me
just still
too.
watching,
It is to
you know.
me too.
But the Haru thing is to understanding, even though Haru is a Saw, the coming into Haru, which is the awakening, right?
Right.
The awakening, the resurrection, any other type of little concept, when you become Haru, that's the christening, all this here type of thing, right? So it's not that you don't know no more. You are aware.
Right.
But you are a baby. It's when you look into the stories and you finna get your behind kicked. It's like a baby has to be carried at first, right?
Right.
Then a baby gotta crawl, right? Then that baby start trying to walk, and even when it start trying to walk, it's gonna be what? Falling up, getting down.
Yeah.
Until it master walking.
Right.
We gotta go through all them stages as he ruled.
Right.
If that understand. So even when we get the knowledge, don't think we just that arrogant and we know everything and we can conquer and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Not according to the mythology. That's all I'm saying. It's according to the story. So, you know, that's how I look at it with these battles. When even people get this knowledge, it's still a lot of learning, and it's still part of the process.
Yeah,
Don't
and it's
look at it as nothing different. Don't look at it as you're going through nothing extraordinary. It is the process. My bad. Go ahead.
No, man. I'm just digging it, you know. So I just over, you know, jumping the gun a little bit. But what I'm still saying is, you know, that's the beauty of what you're talking about in the description of the quote that I put on there. Both you and Jamie elaborated on that, right? And I already get it, you know. So, but that ain't what people are doing, you know, and that's what you're talking about. People got to know that you're gonna stumble and fall and stuff like that. That's why I put up on Sankofa too. I think I put it up there with Morgan Freeman, and he was given different descriptions of fail and the word no and something else. I might not have put it on Sankofa. Uh, but the same type of stuff, man. And if we're just being programmed to be less than, you know what I mean, and be comfortable with that, to act less than, to feel less than, to position yourself less than, then I mean, I'm always going to be in conflict with people, right? So you talk about me, you know, I'm that Asar that's just about to go get it. You know, his grandfather's teaching, knowing damn well I got to slow me down in me, right? I got that in me too, right? You know, pump the brakes some on, right? You know,
You got
and
the
so
discipline. You got some of that discipline.
yeah, you know, so it's just intriguing to me, man. All of this is like really intriguing because this is the month, and I already started at the beginning of the last month of not speaking on much. You know, when I go to my meetings and stuff, you know, I just read out of the book if I'm going to speak. But I've been just hearing stuff, you know, just not verbally participating and stuff, and so and then contemplating, you know, with our cultural ancestral stuff that goes on, the spirituality and the traditional stuff. Man, I tell you what, dude, life is like a whole in living color for sure.
Hey, you know, but I heard you say a couple of times about uh not speaking over much, and I heard right, but now I'm gonna tell you something, King. That don't really mean that don't look. I mean, always mean that. I mean, because like you still have a duty, man, to make corrections if something's wrong,
Yeah.
right?
So the balance
Right,
of mind, the balance, right?
right.
So
Yeah, you
yeah,
still
that's what
gotta.
I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
So you know, I mean, not letting stuff slide. I mean, I guess it's cool at some points. You know what I mean? Whatever. I guess it's a time for it, but for the most part, man, yeah, yeah, you gotta always remain, always show the right way, man.
Yeah,
Batman, that's one of them subjective ones. Okay, y'all with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's a couple of them that's subjective. They're gonna hit each person differently according to who you are. For some people, they'll roll through them. For some person, they'll be like, "Ooh, I can't do that." It's subjective to whoever it is, and you know what I'm saying. Say, for instance, a quiet person, they wouldn't even care about that one. That makes sense.
Right, right.
It
No
don't
doubt.
mean nothing to them. It don't mean a damn thing. For somebody who feel like they might talk and blah blah blah, it mean a lot to them. Like, well, I got to work on that. So some of them, everybody know not to do. But some of them, when you look at to them, they mean something personally to you that you know only. When you hear that buzz, like, goddamn, that number, what's the name? That'll stick out to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's your unseen work. That's your what's gonna guide. That's what's gonna judge your ass. That's you. Some other person that ain't got no problem with judging that. That makes sense. That's you telling you.
And that's what I'm saying, man. This is my deal, man. And I go through life with precision, right? And so, trying to be aware of precision, right? And how can I help in this way? How can I stay the fuck out the way in this way and shit like that? How can I be helpful? All these kind of things. Where do I need to learn? Where I need to apply. And so, not speaking on much don't mean I ain't speaking. You can bank on that shit, right? I just don't have to do it like at that moment, but then there's a time where I'm gonna catch up to you, man, and I'm gonna share because I'm responsible for that knowledge. I'm responsible for that truth, right? And shit like that. So all I'm saying is it's interesting, right? It's interesting with the view that I have and these teachings that we have and my persona, how I go through life like that, man, and during this specific period in time, especially. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then the videos, man, it had that stark awakening too, man. I'm telling you, shit is in living color right now, right?
On that one, the exercise that will come to mind with me is to whenever you're working on that, you just write things that you think that you would jump and say, you jot it down, right?
Damn, there you go. There you go.
At the end, it might not be important to you. You might say, well, I was impulsive then, but now at the end, it ain't important. The ones that you still think is important, still speak on them. But it's what this that all these things when you're dealing with the declarations is one is checking himself. It ain't God. Well, if you consider yourself God, it's God checking yourself.
It is.
It ain't no outside checking you, and it ain't doing it for no because I don't want to go to hell. It's just checking myself, my divine self. That ain't cool. I shouldn't be jealous over that. Why that shit worry me? Let me write that shit worry me again. Let me check myself. I'm worried about because what that man think or what that person, I'm being petty. I'm being like the God of the goddamn Old Testament, old petty ass God. I ain't that shit. Some stuff you keep writing and you're like, well, no, I need to address this. This needs to be addressed. I ain't acting funny. This needs to be addressed. This thing, you know what I'm saying? And other things is gonna be like, nah, that I'm checking myself. So these are things that one should do even before they really coming out in public. It's almost whether we being reactionary or, as I say, revolutionary. Revolutionaries won't change. Doing something that won't change. And you it ain't sitting on the sideline no more. I'm being a part of it. You can be on the sideline talking, Sunday, Monday morning quarterback. Oh, they should have did this. No, you ain't in the motherfucking game. Your ass would have took that sack too. That shit was coming. So now if you get in the game and you with me, we can talk about it. But you as a fan, as a commentator, shut your ass up. Get in the game with me, and then we can talk about it in the next week. Because my sincerity is my conviction. We're going to get back on this field again. We're going to try it again.
Right.
I'm going to get back up. I got sacked. I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to try it again. I'm not going to give up.
Man, let me tell you, man, it's real cool that you bring that up, man, because I'm a big writer of things, right? And I will instruct people, and I'll do it myself. But you just put me up on something that I didn't see right at the moment, right? For me to write down stuff. Because like I said, I'm a big advocate of that, right? I even shared that with Jamie and stuff, right? And so, and then once again, man, I feel like comfortable in the provisions, right? Because one, that's what I do anyways. Yeah, see, there it is right there. There it is. Yeah. I'm a super big advocate of that, man. So thank you.
Hey, I'm gonna say this too, man.
I'm taking the
I'm taking
notepad.
notes while we're watching the videos and stuff. I'm just always constantly. That's what Dr. Clarknam said. Always have your pen and the paper and just write. Man, I got almost every little old class we really have. I'm sitting there writing stuff down, man. That's just who I am.
Yeah, that's what all three of us do, Gerald. All three of us do that. I didn't write today because I just really wanted to focus. But Jamie is always writing. I'm always writing.
I got a bunch of shit over here, man, too. Yeah, I got it.
Hold on, let me show some receipts. Let me show some.
All this shit. If y'all can see it.
Yeah.
I got. Hold on, where are we at?
But yeah, man. What I was gonna say was
hey,
what I was gonna say was yeah. See, like, look at this, man. Like all this shit, man. Like this shit. I got all kind of shit. But what I was gonna say is, also, man, this information ain't for everybody either, man. You know what I mean? It ain't for everybody, man. So it's kind of tricky, but you definitely gotta pick and choose who you give it to, King. You really do, man. You know what I'm saying? And and I feel like this here, man. The people that you do push it to me, those people have been chosen. It ain't that you chose this. No, you've been chosen. You know what I'm saying? To receive this information. Now, whether you like Gerald said, you can accept it and reject it.
Yeah, then sometimes we choose people, and then I look back and I say, "Oops, I fucked up." That ain't the one.
You gonna have that all the time. I'm just saying. But
they chosen for the moment.
But then again, there it go again. It wasn't for them.
Right.
It wasn't for
Right.
them. You know what I mean? It ain't for them.
Yeah.
And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not for you.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
that's good.
different it's different relationships that come when you're around people who ready to receive the information. And when you come around them, you know, they value what you got and they're gonna get that information. You know.
Hey, I want to see something real quick. Go ahead, Gerald, finish.
So that's don't look at to saving nobody or looking at you trying to save your people, or you're gonna get mad at them. Never look at it that way.
Right. No doubt.
Yeah, because you can get very disappointed with your people if you're thinking you can save them. Because nobody didn't save you. Even if you might think somebody came along and did something, they didn't save you. You were just ready at the time. It was another time somebody else was giving you that information and you rejected it. You know, so you wake up when it's your time to wake up. Your alarm clock is set for you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's tight work. Man, I love this deal, man. I love Sankofa.
Hey,
Yeah, if you try to wake somebody up and their alarm clock ain't up, they're gonna be mad. It's like you waking up
Right.
somebody and they clock
They ain't ready to get up.
They might get up and fight your ass.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. So one thing about history, King, is once you get to knowing history, nobody can trick you. Right? And so check this out, man. It's just it's about 30 minutes. We ain't gonna play the whole thing though.
6,000 years ago, one of the first true urban settlements emerged in the ancient region of Sumer. Its people's accomplishments sowed the seeds for civilization to spread.
Let's pause there. If you repeat a lie often enough, does that make it true? No, 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 and no. Mesopotamia is not the cradle of civilization. How can a civilization be the cradle of civilization if all the inventions and discoveries had already been made centuries, often millennia before, by the Nubio-Kemetic civilization? The list of inventions and discoveries by the Africans in Kemet is so long that I will be breaking it into sections as we go through this video. The ancient Egyptians had a saying, and it goes as follows. Compared with the Egyptians, the Greeks are childish mathematicians. We keep hearing this pretty much everywhere, that Mesopotamia started before ancient Egypt, Kemet. So much so that it is almost taken as a fact by much of the population today. But what does the evidence show about these two civilization complexes? Who started first? This is, of course, of great importance when trying to establish where the foundations of our modern civilization began. Where did writing come from? Who built the first settlements? Who were the first to institute science and mathematics? And who were the ones to spread their inventions, knowledge, and know-how that ultimately was inherited by pretty much every civilization of ancient times? No feeling, not preferences, but pure evidence. As we go through the evidence, you will see that historians have conveniently or deliberately muddied the narrative in such a way that the Nubio-Kemetic civilization, better known as ancient Egypt, isn't attributed the title of first and most influential civilization. Probably because the implications, as we shall see, are startling. Stick to the end, where we also reveal a very interesting fact about the origin of Sumer itself. But we begin with the origin of the most influential invention that historians agree has impacted civilization the most. Before we talk about Egyptians and Mesopotamian writing origins, I will briefly mention that there are at least two writing systems that have been discovered in Africa that predate hieroglyphics and cuneiform by at least a millennia, and that's Nsibidi and the Proto-Saharan script, which dates back to a staggering 5000 BC, the first heavily used in the Sahara when it was lush and peopled by black people, and the second hails from the region of Nubia. These are often ignored and thus not known by the general population. But let's go back to Egypt and Sumer. Oh, by the way, there are always a few gems that we leave at the end of our videos. Extensive research has been done on the subject of the origin of writing. Dr. Günter Dreyer clearly shows that the early hieroglyphics were at least centuries older than any of the proto-forms of cuneiform from Mesopotamia. And how is he so sure? Multiple items recovered from the tomb Uj, where the pallets were recovered, have been carbon dated to 3400 BC. Items such as linen. This makes them at least a century older than any early form of writing in Mesopotamia. Dr. Günter Dreyer of the German Institute of Archaeology is perhaps the most prominent of a number of archaeologists who showed that writing actually developed out of early marks that were used to tally the kinds and amounts of goods in stock at ancient warehouses. Dr. Dreyer recently discovered numerous inscribed bone labels attached to bags of oil and linen in the tomb of King Scorpion I at Abydos, Egypt. The labels date back 5,300 years, are the world's earliest known writing, and describe inventory owners, amounts, and suppliers. To get a good measure of Dr. Dreyer, here is a quote from one of his interviews. And I quote, "In Germany and in many other countries, you study philology, hieroglyphs, writing, texts, inscriptions, but you cannot really study archaeology. You can learn about some monuments, but to study archaeology, you must go to the field. You must work in an excavation. The best training you can get in Europe is with the prehistorians who work in Europe, and they don't have big temples." End quote. This is well known in academia, but seldom talked about, causing people to continue believing in the fallacy that Mesopotamia was the cradle of civilization. If anything, given the dates and the direction of propagation of civilization, it is more logical to conclude that the Mesopotamian writing system, along with their civilization, were in fact heavily influenced by the Africans from the Nubio-Kemetic civilization, and we will see that in more details later on. Well then, what now of the statement that Mesopotamia was first in writing? By now the damage has already been done, in a similar fashion that follows the belief that Egypt wasn't black African. It is believed by archaeologists that writing arose out of increasing complexity deriving from organization of large populations, generally found in city-states and large civilization complexes. But it doesn't stop at writing. The Africans also pioneered key theological concepts first. Knowing when and where the first settlements and concentration of population occurred is crucial, as it will tell us where organized social, economical, and political structures first arose. The classical ancient Egyptian history begins when King Narmer unified Upper and Lower Egypt. See King Narmer's statue here and this awesome reconstruction of King Narmer from King Monologue and Mr. Imhotep. But in truth, Narmer wasn't the first African king of the Nubio-Kemetic civilization complex. All along the Nile, well before Narmer, there was already a vibrant set of densely populated centers. Narmer was the first king to unite the two lands of Upper and Lower Egypt, securing the coveted title of Nebtawi, translating to Lord of the Two Lands. These independent kingdoms were nourished by the silt of the generous Nile. And these communities existed all the way back from 5500 BC to 3100 BC. And Egyptologists call it the pre-dynastic period. This period is broken down into three phases: the early pre-dynastic, the middle pre-dynastic, and the late pre-dynastic. And it is during the middle pre-dynastic that we see the hallmarks of Egyptians' large population centers develop. This period lasted from 3500 BC to 3100 BC. Pay close attention to these dates, as we will come back to them when comparing them with the first significant settlements in Mesopotamia. The middle pre-dynastic is also known as the Gurzian phase, named for Darb el-Gurza on the Nile to the east of Fayum in Lower Egypt. It is also known as the Naqada II phase for similar sites in Upper Egypt, once again found around Naqada. Of particular importance is a Gurzian religious structure, a temple found at Hierakonpolis, which had early examples of Egyptian tomb painting. Pottery from this phase is often decorated with depictions of birds and animals, as well as more abstract symbols for gods. The tombs are often quite substantial, with several chambers built out of mud bricks. The late pre-dynastic, which blends into the first dynastic period, is also known as the proto-dynastic phase. Egypt's population had grown considerably, and there were substantial communities along the Nile, which were politically and economically aware of each other. Goods were exchanged and a common language was spoken. It was during this phase that the process of wider political agglomeration began. Archaeologists keep pushing back the date as more discoveries are made, and the more successful communities extended their spheres of influence to include nearby settlements. The process led to the development of two distinct kingdoms of Upper and Lower Egypt, the Nile Valley and Nile Delta areas respectively. While it is true that archaeologists have found that settlements in Mesopotamia did back to 4000 BC, there are two clearly indicating items that when combined went to larger and earlier settlements existing in Kemet. The first one being that the Africans extensively used mud bricks for construction. Some of them are still being unearthed, like these ones in Dukigel. And the second most important, which points to a very large population back in 8000 BC, is Napta Playa. Napta Playa alone shows that Africans already had large population concentration along the Nile, because one cannot build such a large and mathematically precise cosmological observatory without specialization. And specialization arises out of layers and layers of sedentary and agriculturally backed social structures. Just to build Napta Playa alone, you need astronomers, you need mathematicians, you need the priest class, you need a large workforce, you need an agricultural system producing enough food so that people have enough time and energy to dispense on such a project, and you need the social structures to allow for coordinated effort to start and complete this project. It also shows that well into the 8th millennium BC, Africans had already started the long process of observing the celestial movement. And this would have happened for the period spanning at least a few centuries before Napta Playa was built. And this is another one of those archaeological discoveries that are seldom covered. So we can see that millennia before urban centers started sprawling up in Mesopotamia, Kemet, the Nubio-Kemetic civilization complex, was already very populated and very sophisticated, is sophistication that grew, and the population that grew, reaching an inflection point in 3500 BC in the middle and late pre-dynastic period, where these artifacts and monuments show up in increasing frequency in a pretty much complete Egyptian civilization by 3100 BC, when King Narmer, from Sudan, unified Upper and Lower Egypt. As more and more Africans gathered in Kemet, and as their population centers grew considerably, before they started writing down the names of their kings, queens, and gods, Kemetu showed mastery in another science well before the Sumerians. As early as 4800 BC, the Africans from the Nubio-Kemetic civilization had a functioning calendar. This is no surprise given the fact that they already built Napta Playa 3,000 years earlier. This means that the Egyptians had already acquired a large portfolio of math skills. In fact, it's not until 2600 BC that Mesopotamia starts showing signs of advanced maths with their base 60 number, 60 minutes hours, and their 360 degrees geometry. But notice that 2600 BC was when the Africans were already building pyramids, showing mastery of numeracy, arithmetics, geometry, trigonometry, fractions, and they went as far as inventing algebra. There are so many firsts in mathematics from the Africans in Kemet that covering it here would make it a 2-hour video. If you want more details on the true history of mathematics, check the link in the description. The Egyptians had a calendar as early as 4800 BC, but in 4200 BC their mathematics and astronomy produced a 365-day calendar, 12 months of 30 days plus 5 feast days. As we mentioned before, by 3100 BC, the time of the Egyptian mace, various agricultural communities along the banks of the Nile were united by a Nubian, Menes, also called Narmer, who founded a dynasty of 32 pharaohs and lasted for the next 3,000 years. For more than half that time, Egypt included parts of modern Israel and Syria, as well as the Nile Valley. This is an important point to note. Today, the populations living in those areas have very few individuals who look African. But back then, the western part of the Levant was in great part populated by Africans, and more importantly, ruled by Africans. Often, when historians cite events from that region, this fact is ignored. To rule effectively, an efficient and extensive administration was developed by the Africans for taking taxes, census, and maintaining a large army. All of this required some mathematics. At first they used counting glyphs, but even by 2000 BC, the hieratic glyphs were in use. For information on sources, see Egyptian mathematical papyri. And here too, we see how the propagation of knowledge and know-how came from the south northward. This doesn't mean that the Levantine were lesser humans, incapable of inventions. Far from that. In fact, Mesopotamian math went on to introduce very useful concepts that we have covered, but also they introduced the decimal system, which was much better than the fractional system used by the Egyptians. But with all this, there is a better way to determine where the true origin of civilization was. I think the best way to show where the real cradle of civilization is to list out all the items that were first done or created by the Africans in the Nubio-Kemetic civilization complex. Pay attention: community banking, police, medicine, including anatomy, surgery, and diagnosis of many diseases from cancer to diabetes, needles, paved roads, scissors, writing paper, postal system, law, encryption, keys dams, fortresses, horse saddle, toothpaste, denture and dentistry, zoos, military organization, catapult, women hygienic cloths, birth control, mathematics including pi, zero, negative numbers, fractions, quadratic equations, exponentiations, binary calculations, base 10 numeral system, square root, mathematical symbols, conventions, and much more. Mercury, units and standards of measurements, maps, astronomy, calendars, including the 365-day calendar and a leap year, architecture columns and pylons, cavettos, lever, large-scale buildings, gardens, corbel arch, makeup, tapestry, synthetic pigmentation, Olympic Games. It was called Hebsed. The Greeks copied it and renamed it the Olympic Games. Many of the sports we have today, including bowling, hockey, handball, gymnastic, weightlifting, high jump, fencing, wrestling, marathon, and so many more, frying and cooking, foie gras, biscuits, cheese, umbrellas, high arpin shirt, high gel, gloves, perfume, flip-flops, high R extensions, hair dye, wine monotheism, schools, organized labor, sick leave, strike action, king lists, pens and ink, calendars, watches to tell time, high heels, tobacco and pipes, pest control, logbooks. The list is in fact so long that I had to edit out many minor inventions and discoveries, but I think you get the pictures. In no way can Mesopotamia be considered the cradle of civilization.
Hey, what y'all think, man? Y'all want to keep going, or y'all?
I need you to send me that one, but yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm cool with it.
Gerald, what you think, King? Gerald might have stepped away. Hey, hey, this is a good one, man.
This is a good one. Play a little bit more, man. Play about try 10 more minutes and see what Gerald thinks.
Okay.
It is not only a stretch, it is an insult to the truth, a truth that has been for far too long denied. Even in religion, you will see that the Sumerians didn't invent much. Their religious framework comes from the Africans in Kemet. Two most popular gods of Mesopotamia are Anu and Ara. This is very interesting because these correspond directly to the ancient Egyptian gods Ani and Ra. Furthermore, the earliest known theory pertaining to the location of the soul is thought to come from ancient Egypt during the 3rd millennium BCE. Ancient Egyptian civilizations held the belief that the soul was composed of several parts: the Ba, Ka, Ren, Shut, and the Ib. Furthermore, the Ib was located in the heart and considered the vital force that brought human beings to life.
So what dynastic period would that be when if it was in the 3rd millennium?
That's the 3,000. That's 3,000. It's in the 3,000.
Right.
right?
300?
No, the third will be the
Yeah, millennial. Okay.
Mm.
That's interesting to know, man. Because they're talking about the afterlife, and it was the earliest recording is
Yeah,
Hey, Gerald, is that right, man?
When they come into their dynastic period, they already got that.
they already got that. Okay, so pre-dynastic.
Yeah, pre-dynastic, they already got
Okay.
these.
Okay, bet.
person. Yeah.
Okay, bet.
Hey, but that, so I was right.
What's that?
The third millennium.
3,000.
3,000 to 2,000.
Right, I thought so. That always confused me too, though.
Pyramid text will fit in between at that period.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's clear. I got it.
So the first millennium will be 1,000 all the way back to 0. It's just 1,000 years.
Okay.
The second millennium is up to 2. Third millennium is up to 3. But it's really 3,000 and anything behind. If they say fourth millennium, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The higher that number is the start. It don't go higher than that, but it's lower than that.
Right. Okay, got it.
Because the Ib was also responsible for thoughts and feelings, its status determined a person's fate upon their death. This took place during a heart-weighing ceremony in which Anubis would feed the heaviest hearts to the demon Ammit. It is believed that the ancient Egyptian view of the heart formed the foundation for later theories on the location for the human soul. In Mesopotamian conceptions of the afterlife, life did not end after physical death, but continued in the form of an etemu, a spirit or ghost dwelling in the netherworld. Further, physical death did not sever the relationship between living and deceased, but reinforced their bond through a new set of mutual obligations. You can see how both of these concepts of afterlife are very similar. In a sense, the pyramids themselves are said to be the representation of a vessel, a ship, that will carry and protect the pharaoh through space, time, and through dimensions towards the afterlife. And this also explains the fascination for Egyptians to maintain the body through time via mummification. Mummification that we have seen comes from Western Sahara when it was still lush and populated by black people. These salient concepts are well described by Dr. Kaitezua Luyaluka when he links ancient Kemetu religion and Sumerian religion to ATR, African traditional religions. These religions differ from the Western model of religion in that they are in reality exact sciences. Central African religion from the Congo shows that it is a continuation of the solar scientific religion practiced in Kemet and Sumer. When one studies the mythologies and historical texts from Kemet and Sumer, we quickly find that the astral bodies and the unseen fabric of the universe are all present, unlike Western religions that depend on the materiality of the physical. African traditional religions was in fact the source of Kemetic and Sumerian religion before the Western materialism and distortion of Darwinism applied to religion erroneously relegated ATR to a backward stance. And yet, it was the originator and a veneration of science, as Dr. Kaitezua shows. Furthermore, the Mesopotamian had a pantheon of gods that represented different aspects of nature and of humanity. These concepts are directly taken from the ancient Nubio-Kemetic civilization complex, where a pretty much full set of complements of these gods are present back in 3100 BC. They do evolve over time, to culminate into the Amana-era monotheism, when Akhenaten recognized the one and only true God as Amun-Ra, from which all Abrahamic religion befall, intact with pretty much all its tenets, from the Ten Commandments to the fasting. In the Mesopotamian pantheon, Ani was the father of all gods. The earliest reference of Anu in the Levant was in the early dynastic period 2900 to 2330 BC. The Sumerian called him Anu, meaning the sky or god of the sky. In the study of ancient Egyptian religious systems, we observe a multitude of deities, each with distinct roles and attributes. However, the complexity often attributed to this pantheon may be overstated. A close examination of the Heliopolitan creation myth provides a systematic categorization of these entities, simplifying our understanding of their nature and functions. According to this Heliopolitan narrative, the deities are divided into two principal categories. The first group, known as the Hermopolitan Ogdoad, embodies the pre-created world's gods, consisting of 8 entities in total. This group is formed of 4 paired male and female deities, each pair signifying distinct aspects of the primeval state, the Nun. This was an elemental form of existence, predating creation, characterized as a limitless, formless, and timeless expanse of dark waters. Does that remind you of anything? Of course, because today scientists understand the universe to exist on an invisible, stretchable substrate which we call space-time, from which all matter exists. How did the Kemetu, back in 3000 BC, find such an accurate representation of the universe and incorporate it into their religious system is simply baffling. The second group, referred to as the Heliopolitan Ennead, represents the gods of the post-creation world. The preeminent deity in this category is Atum. According to the myth, Atum emerged from the Nun, effectively differentiating himself from the pre-created state and instigating the process of creation. This event marked the transition from the pre-created world, governed by the 8, to the created world, under the auspices of the 9, thereby bringing into existence the world as known in the Heliopolitan tradition. We have seen how the Africans from Kemet preceded the Mesopotamians in writing, and we even saw how in religion the Mesopotamians took their inspirations from the Africans. So then let's take a look at where the first population centers first emerged between Mesopotamia and Kemet. Although it may be uncomfortable to admit today that black people were the ones to light the spark of civilization, it doesn't make it less true. The unfortunate truth is that in this realization lies the answer to many of our modern ills. The Afro-descendants community has suffered for far too long from this artificially induced view that they are incapable of civilization building and technology. And yet history tells us otherwise. History also provides a template that shows that we could have much greater economic output and innovation if the full potential of human capacity was used. Instead of creating division along lines of melanin concentration, we could have not so much as a utopia, but a world where we are all better off. Unfortunately, we are left with a world where ignorance and lies lead to fear, hatred, where obviously despicable acts are now justified and sanctioned under the assumption that all black people are not deserving of a chance, let alone of kindness. This in turn creates a vicious cycle where people of color, specifically black youth, excluded from the economy, preyed upon by the system from policing to prison to media, who benefit from their malfortune. This black youth, just like youth anywhere without jobs and option, have no option but to opt for whatever is left to help them survive. And with these come bad practices and habits. Oh yes, before I leave you, I do want to go over the identity of the population that brought the foundations of the Sumerian civilization. Here are 2 extracts from both John D. Baldwin and Dr. Rashidi on the matter. Ancient Sumer, the biblical land of Shinar, modern Lower Mesopotamia, flourished in the 3rd millennium BC, covering the territorial expanse of the Tigris-Euphrates River Valley. Embracing the shores of the Persian Gulf, Sumer extended north to Akkad, a distance of about 320 miles, thus constituting southern Babylonia. The appellation Chaldea, frequently applied to the region, appears to have been introduced by the Assyrians in the 9th century BC. The designations Babylon, Babylonia, and Chaldea have been used extensively, particularly by 19th century scholars, in reference to the area now almost exclusively known as Sumer. Sumer appears to be.
Hey, what you think,
I think you're almost done. Yeah, that shit is thick. That shit is thick right there, boy.
Oh, I think you should quit stopping it and let it play. All right,
Hey,
yeah, okay.
Thick, man.
Okay, I was just okay.
What'd you think, Gerald?
Yeah, Joe, what you think, King? He back? Yeah, he back. He was.
Yeah, I'm here.
You want
Yeah,
to?
he making some connections. Some of them he just talking. He ain't made the connection. Some of it's talk.
Yeah, you can fill in the
Yeah.
connections.
Like I say, sometimes it ain't gotta be linked to us. They could be them and we can be us. That when they say they stole when he talked about our mythology and talked about theirs, they could have their own without it being connected to us. And after he talked about ours, he said that mean that it came from us. No, it don't. You know what I'm saying? Humans can think like that, so they can have they Anu as the sky god and this, that, and the other, and it don't necessarily mean that they stole from us. Sometimes we go on to that level. You know what I'm saying? That they were black, again, remember his whole thing really supposedly is just dealing with what we call civilization. Remember that time we talked about that? That's such a fucking subjective term, and basically is based on, at this here point, writing. Right, whoever wrote first, they try to get that concept of civilization. As this dude is basically showing all the shit they had in Kemet, even if you would say, and we not even giving Sumer writing, if you still gave them writing, Kemet got way so much more. Why would y'all even promote such a thing? What is the purpose? That purpose has always been to take civilization out of Africa, put it in Mesopotamia, to have some type of, whatever these white people was doing in the early 19th century, they didn't want Africa to have the origin of humanity nor the origin of civilization. So anybody who does the research, and even like you say, these dudes is putting that information out now. It's just, when it comes from an Afrocentric point of view, our Afrocentric scholars got to go through more to prove, because they know how much ridicule they got to go through, if that makes sense. These dudes they can just say something and show something without proving it. And it's almost like okay, we'll take it. But if we presented that to somebody else and we got challenged, then we dependent on him. And that's what sometimes we get tricked up, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, man.
But it sound like dude he's saying, I mean, he's definitely saying that Kemet came before Mesopotamia or Sumer. He's definitely saying that. You know what I'm saying? He's pointing that out, that it came that civilization came in through Kemet before it
Right,
came
but do
through
you see him
Mesopotamia.
showing his Shango bone? He's showing all kind of other stuff that's muddy and it ain't got shit to do with Kemet. And I'm saying, if you can see that, you don't do all that. If it's Kemet against Mesopotamia, as you saying, just put up Kemet shit and just put up Mesopotamia. Cut all that other stuff out. Cut all the other arguments out. And again, as he said, he got a lot of it, but the argument really is based upon that language, not anything else. We dominate him in anything else. So if you put up our language, and if you can prove before theirs, that's the end of that argument.
Well, you got certain criteria that deems as a civilization, and this is what they're talking about. That
writing is the only one that they can throw up that make them even can say. As I'm saying, when he's saying all that other evidence, they don't even play with us on the other. You'll hear them saying writing was first invented in Sumeria. That right there tries to point everything to them where they were civilized. They did have some little city states, blah, blah, blah. Nothing like Kemet, nothing like the stuff that we talking about, but they did have these little things, blah, blah, blah. So when I'm saying, when he's showing that the overwhelming evidence, yeah, we know that. You got to really destroy writing. You got to put up the writing thing. That's the only thing that out of the criteria for civilization that make anybody try to say Sumer was earlier. Not nothing else.
I don't see how you can have writing before you have mathematics. I mean, when you have mathematics first, or would you have writing first?
Right. Mathematics, you can dot as math. You can show
You're gonna have mathematics first. So if you got mathematics first, you're gonna have writing first. Because we have mathematics first. They mathematics didn't start until pyramids was built when they shit started.
Well, again, I understand that. Like I said, they got little tablets where people was talking about trading and being able to count for holding grains and this, that, and other. When they talk about that writing and saying somebody's name and somebody being able to understand that and getting into you got a whole script. The writing mean, what's your script? Show me your alphabets. What's your script? So with them scripts coming up, that's where even that's what he was saying, they found the oldest script in Sudan that's older than what we call the hieroglyphs, where they get it from. You with me?
Yeah.
He presented that. Yeah. Once you got your script and the thing with the Medunetta, them scripts, just like we write that I, and then a heart and a you, I love you. A script could be played back and forth into different levels. You know what I'm saying? It can have different meanings, or it can mean a letter, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, like that owl could be used, I think, as an M. The owl itself could be used as a letter, as an M. Different things. It's a complex little old thing. You know, when they first looking at it, until they understand it. But yeah, I would argue that our script is older. That's what our Afrocentric scholars had big came out and said this. This is why it get funny with me. I don't know why nobody don't say this. A lot of that information that would prove hands down was buried in that Aswan Dam. One of the last things that they got, which was an incense burner from Kozal, was one of the last things they found, and they was like, it was much older stuff. So a lot of the records, I don't know why they ain't being clear on that. A lot of the records they put underwater. They clearly put underwater. When we're looking at the Abu symbol, that big one with all them heads, where you know that we got the statue with the president's at.
Yeah,
right. The great it's a great temple at Abu Simbel where they got the face of these pharaohs, these big ass heads and stuff. This big ass temple. That shit was gonna be underwater. They had to remove that and put it to where it is. That ain't its natural spot.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to show y'all that. They got
no doubt.
showing the reconstruction of that. Yeah, they literally had to move it. It was gonna be underwater. So a lot of our stuff that would prove who we are and whatnot. Yeah, that stuff is buried. You know, when it was going back to the Napta Plaza. You know what I'm saying? And it was one time I was telling y'all, it went from we were a stellar people, a lunar people, then a solar people. And they going way back there. They going back to we were a stellar people. They were like, shit, we studied the stars for years and didn't tell nobody. A lot of that comes from the Twa, the travelers. They looked at the stars at night. You know? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry for going on that tangent.
Yeah, and the Dogon. You gotta pay tribute to the Dogon too.
Dogon are new. Dogon are present people. They're not the old people.
I thought the Dogon was old as shit. They the ones that came up with this Series B, wasn't they?
Right. Now, the committed people had the knowledge of Series B. What I'm saying is Dogon is like the slaves got in contact with the Dogons. Slave catchers was messing with the Dogons. The Dogons, they felt like they didn't have no knowledge, that they was unimportant. The Dogons played dumb on them. You with me?
Right. Just
like the other ones, like the kings, they got the money and stuff. They went after them. The Dogons look like, if you watch them now, anytime you ever see them dancing and be having, y'all done seen this before, right?
Yeah.
With the Dogon dancing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's heaven on earth. They carrying out the stars, how they move around up in the sky when they doing them rituals and this, that, and that. Yeah, they know the pattern of the stars and playing that out on earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the Dogon a lot of them didn't really go into slavery because the colonizers thought they was, didn't have nothing to give to them. Later, some people came over there studying them and found out they had all this information, Like, what the fuck? How the hell y'all know this?
Hmm?
Aliens supposed to tell y'all this shit.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah, aliens told, Get that with the people of Kemet too. The aliens told everybody. So.
Yeah, I built the pyramids and all that. Either they built the pyramids or they gave them the knowledge.
Right.
So on this it says the Dogons estimated to have settled in the Bandigara in Africa between 14th and 16th century.
Yeah, them are new people.
That's where they settled at, where they come from.
Where they settled at, right. I knew that was coming. I was trying to read that down before. I knew that.
Where they settled at. See where they come from. Then look at that area and see, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's see who was in that area. What time?
It's not giving that one.
That's where they settled at, because they moved around. All of them.
Well, that's when you get into the, the theories or whatnot, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Some people say they the custodians from the people of Kemet gave them that information. And you're gonna hear a bunch of that. Like the people of Kemet didn't just disappear. When shitstorm was going on at different times, a lot of people got up out of Kemet.
Yeah, they said they went down south.
Yeah. Took it to America.
They said they went down south. A lot of them went down south. A lot of them went over there to Ghana, went to West.
Right. Yeah. The invasions always came from the top. They could always go back into Africa. It wasn't like they was lost. So the theories, and people keep starting to talk about that, about when they're connecting these African tradition spiritualities to West Africa, East Africa, and whatnot, and seeing picking up little pieces. And even what's the name was trying to tell them, even Dr. Diop was like, shit, some of my shit in Wolof and stuff connect back to ancient Kemet, So
all the way in Senegal.
Yeah, the more we study, and the more that other people have studied, and we find out what has been suppressed. A lot of times this information has been suppressed. We will be able to connect the dots of who is playing in a fair game, but if they cheating and, doing this, that, and the other, it's just going to take us longer. But eventually we will find out, as we started talking about, truth can never be suppressed. You know what I'm saying? It never be suppressed.
You heard dude was talking about the Ogdo and the Enid. You heard he touched on that.
Yeah, so this here says real quick. It says, based on the oral history, it is believed that they came from the Dogon, that they came from the West Bank area of the Niger River, sometime between 10th century and the 13th century AD. They eventually migrated west, and now the country of Burkina Faso. So
Burkina Faso. That's over there by by Niger.
Yeah, they eventually fled Burkina Faso to avoid being Islamized. They fled to the Rocky Bandagara Cliffs in the southeast Mali. So, yeah, I was just looking to see how far back they went because I was thinking that they were old too.
Oh, that's what's up for them to not be go up into the being the Arab and maintain their African traditional. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listen, a lot of our Africans flipped. That Muslim thing, that shit was a true jihad. So a lot of the Moors, what you're talking about, is people who didn't fight back against.
See, and some of those
Islam when
people
it
had to,
came in.
some of those people had to break camp and relocate. And what I found interesting about it, I think it was Nico saying, and he listed, the three things. And the last one was, and not run away. So I found that interesting as we continued to go on and stuff. And
Yeah, but yeah, man. I think it was this a tight little video, man. This is all right, man. It had about less than 5 minutes to go. Y'all want to finish it up or what?
Yeah. You want to see it, Gerald?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
You already sent it to me, Jamie?
I will though.
Okay, bet.
I got you. So.
Major high culture of Western Asia. She bequeathed to her successor states a tradition of great achievement. Her many contributions to civilization are well known. Brilliant agriculturalists, the Sumerians built very sophisticated canals and reservoirs to irrigate their fields. They possessed both an advanced legal system and a well-developed knowledge of medicine, and were perhaps the ancient world's greatest astronomers. While these salient facts regarding Sumer's obvious cultural genius are well known, the important question of the racial composition of its population is generally glossed over. This apparent cloud concerning race, however, is very thin, and there is a substantial body of evidence in support of the position that the civilization of Sumer was the product of black migrations from Africa's Nile Valley. This is not to argue that ancient Sumer was exclusively peopled by blacks, or that the Africans were the only early ethnic entity in the area. Sumer was at the crossroads of Asia, Africa, and Europe, and over the millennia there was a great deal of foreign intrusions and racial intermingling. In respect to Sumerian civilization, however, the black contribution was decisive and far overshadowed that of the later invaders. We will give a special shout-out to all those who are able to identify 5 of the countries from the traditional outfits shown. I would also like to quote John D. Baldwin in his book, Prehistoric Nations. It is now admitted that a people of the Kushite or Ethiopian race, sometimes called Hamites, were the first civilizers and builders throughout Western Asia, and they are traced by the remains of their language, their architecture, and the influence of their civilization on both shores of the Mediterranean, in eastern Africa and the Nile Valley, in Hindustan, and in the islands of the Indian Seas. These conclusions clearly show that civilization and technology originated south, from the interior of the African continent, well before the tragedy of the drying up of the Sahara. Civilization then migrated north of the Nile, before spreading towards the Levant. And all archaeological records show this. I want to send a huge shout-out again to our supporters. The easiest way to support us is to join us on YouTube, or support us via Patreon. You guys are the real heroes.
That look like Falani right there.
Who is it?
Falani. That's what it looked like. That's a Dogon, I think.
Right.
Again, a huge thank you to all those who are making this content.
Yeah, that was real good, man. I thought it was, I look at it as a lot to research. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you do. That's the whole thing, man. But what you do, you gotta research it. Make sure it's because there's a few things in there that I could have contested.
Right. Yeah. But all in all, like I said, give you a lot to research and find out for your damn self.
That's right, man.
Yeah, that's good, man.
I tell you what, if early in the game, when he was when he was talking about Sabiti, the Sabiti, that writing style, right? I gotta look that up.
Yeah, I gotta look them. I got that written down too, the two writing styles.
Yeah, I gotta look that up, man. What you know about the Sabiti writing style, Gerald? 'Cause I don't know nothing. I ain't never heard of that.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Shit,
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of it, man. I want to check that out. I definitely got to check that out. So that's one thing I'm gonna research.
Yeah, I wrote down
writing.
the two writing systems before Kemet by Dr. Dreyer.
It's this one right here that I was talking about. It's kind of hard to see, but this one right here.
Right.
That writing style right there. I want to see what that's about, man. I got to see that. Because he talking about 7,000 BCE to 5,000, then 5,000 to 3,000 BCE. Like, yeah, you gotta show me that right
There's
there.
gonna be on some cave walls or something there.
Hey, you gotta show me that, man. You gotta show me what that, what that's about. I gotta see what that's about right there.
Yeah.
Because you could be saying anything.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some kind of rock formation thing.
Something. I don't know. It's kind of blurry, man. So you can't really see it.
Right.
That's another thing that's kind of sketchy. This shit is why it's blurry like that. You know what I'm saying? But everything else is kind of clear. Like this shit clear. Other shit clear. You know what I mean? Go to the other shit get clear. This shit get clear.
See, they're fucking with us, Jamie.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like you know what I mean? So this is the type of shit I be wanna check it out, man. Like, wait, hold it, man. Wait. Now, why is this shit? What does this shit really say? You know what I mean?
I know I started actually to pause it, just a little bit before that, because I was thinking the same shit.
Yeah, I want to see what this shit really say, right? And then, where you got it from, so I can look it up too. I want to see let me see what that shit at. Let me check that shit. See what that shit say. You know what I mean? Because ain't no
That's
telling
when
where
you're
you got
doing your
that
real
from, dude.
research. Your real research don't have you buying a goddamn library like about. It'll have you just going deeper and deeper to make sure that you know. You don't trust no. That's what that seeking is about. And whatever sounds funny or somebody do some shit like that, you'll pick up on it. Like, why, as you're saying, it sounds funny. You have to look into it and figure out, so.
It looked
Man,
blurry.
why is it
It
blurry like that,
looks
man?
blurry.
And what is it saying? And where did you get it from? I can't even see where you got it from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see, I don't know if you wrote that up there or what.
And that'll be the thing that somebody will call you on. And you be like, well, that's why I say you gotta vet them sources.
Yeah.
Vet them. That'll be the main thing somebody call you on. Like I said, when you ask me, I don't know nothing about it, so I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of it.
I know nothing.
I'm gonna tell you too. I'll tell you straight up. I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
So I got to see what he's talking about because I've never heard of it. The oldest writing I figured was the Meta Nature. You know what I mean? That's.
You remember, Jamie? You remember when we first started, man? I said, man, I'm really interested in the information that's beyond, Kemet, and you pointed out, that there's very little record of it, and stuff like that. But shit
so
is coming.
But it's still coming.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still coming because they're still digging over there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's definitely still coming. So it ain't. That's why I said, man, like we'll never get to the end. We'll never get to the bottom of it. We gonna always be, it's gonna be always something that that's gonna have us searching and researching because it's because one piece, you gotta, and it's all connected. So if one piece don't fit, then hold on, we gotta start all over. We gotta break this shit down, start all over. You know what I mean? Like, hold it now, shit, because this piece ain't fitting. Right, hold it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, they ain't giving you nothing extra. They giving you everything that it come with. You know what I mean? So, like, no, man, it ain't right. It ain't right. So we got to get it right.
Yeah, and it goes back to that quote that I threw up too, man. And that's where when new shit come out, man, we got to be exploratory and willing to say, okay, this makes sense. You know what I mean? And shit like that instead of stuck on fucking stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You got to roll with the evidence. And
Right.
at the point, all you can say, at this point, all evidence points to this.
Right.
And again, when I got into the game and I listened to my African-centered scholars who were not popular at the time, you know what I'm saying? This was new, shit, hell no, nobody, you talking crazy with this Kemet shit. This was 90s. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, it's time has been going on. More has been verified what they said. Yeah, they were saying no, it wasn't no monogenetic. It ain't no polygenetic. It's mono. That was a big argument back then.
Right.
Diop was saying, yeah, it ain't a bad argument, but it's mono. It's one. I've been knowing that. I'm hearing new people come with this new different shit now. Like, wait a minute, that argument is over. From y'all ain't got no bones. The DNA done confirmed it. Why are we even still arguing about that? If we don't start from, and again, if some evidence comes to show differently, then I'll change. But all evidence keeps pointing back to that.
Right.
Nothing more, nothing less. And we find out we could have been saying it, but as the scientists be suppressing shit, they hold on to shit. You know. You don't find out till they die. They've been hearing some shit and they dead and hoarding the shit. You find out after they die, and they records and stuff. Not that they ever willfully told us what, from their findings. That's the world we live in. But if you hate the truth, and you want it to be something else, then, just like a lot of the Trump people, when we talk about today's society, want to believe that the election was stolen. They still, ain't nothing gonna stop them from believing that. Ain't nothing gonna ever stop Trump from believing that he didn't, the election was stolen and whoever rolled with it. regardless of the evidence or the proof. It's just gonna be some people that's gonna always say Mesopotamia is older than Egypt. The Egyptians wasn't black. The people of Kemet wasn't black. It meant black land. In spite of the evidence, they just gonna roll with that shit. The people of Kemet worship a bunch of gods. I see that. You ain't no man. That's just that's a bunch of this. You ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing different. That's how they are.
Right.
You understand? Yeah, I'm just. Some people gonna believe Jesus. You can't. It don't matter. That's how they roll with it. You know what I'm saying? So I've come to realize that even if it's about truth, if they got this certain thing they got in their mind, nope, truth don't really matter. I don't know if they care about reality, you know what I'm saying? But they damn sure don't give a damn about truth, So
No, if they're and listen, no. Let me tell you something. When it comes to the book, ain't no reality. ain't no. I don't know what. No, they ain't. There ain't no
All common
reality.
sense is out the door.
All that shit gone. We ain't got to worry about none of that. Like at that point, when they're in that stage, and then in that frame of mind, at that point, King, they go for anything at that point, man. And they're in that frame of mind, and they up under the spell of that Bible, man. And you get to tell it, man. Listen, man. You can't tell them. You ain't gonna, man. Listen.
Hey, let me throw this at you guys. So I was watching this clip, man, and a couple of them. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy named Brother. What's his fucking name? Brother. Fuck, what was it? Brother. Shit. Either way, he just died, and so then I was watching this. Brother, what is it? Let me see here real quick. Give me just a second. Brother Panic, right? I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. I wasn't familiar with him. And so, Jamie, if you look that up real quick, you can show me that symbolism. And he
what his name?
Brother Panic.
Panic?
Yeah. And then
YouTube, is it YouTube on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube too. So he's a promoter of occult teachings, right? And so he just died. So, but my point of that is, one is I don't understand that symbol that's back there, right? That he propagates, and and then I was watching this other video.
How you spell it, King?
Brother Panic, P-A-N-I-C.
Brother Panic. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, and then so this other video was saying that he and this other lady killed Bobby Hammett. Now I'm not buying into all of that. I'm just saying I seen the video, and then the lady went left and saying that he was cloned and all that shit. But they're saying that that they killed Brother Hammett after his stroke, right?
Hammett.
So I know somebody got some. I know Gerald a little familiar with Bobby Hammett, and
okay.
But I know
I'm familiar with you too.
Yeah, of course, yeah,
Bobby Hammett.
yeah, without a doubt, and so I knew something was going on with him, and me and Gerald had a conversation, on the phone about a little bit of shit, and so I knew something was going on, but I didn't know if it was a stroke or whatever was going on and stuff. But I'm just throwing that out there as for to see what you guys know or anything. Because Bobby Hammett be putting shit down, man. He be throwing some shit out there.
So okay. I see the brother that you're talking about, Brother Panic.
Right. So he died. He just died. So.
Oh, did he? What happened to him? You said?
I don't know. They withholding that.
Okay.
And I had never watched them or heard of them or anything. I just seen it come across the news line and shit, and so I checked it out and shit, and then I ran across and I looked them up on YouTube, and then I came down to that other video where I was talking about, you know, the conspiracy of the ideal of you know, he and this other lady had you know, killed Bobby Hammond after he had a stroke. But on that video, she was going left too, man. You know, talking about nigga being cloned and shit, and all that noise, you know. So I was just throwing it out there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I mean, so y'all see how this shit is going, man. You see Ron DeSantis in Florida, you see how they playing us. You know what I'm saying? So again, hey, listen. We gotta get our weight up on history, man. We gotta get our weight up, man, on Black African history, man. Because like I said, man, y'all think it's a joke, but hey, I'm not kidding, man. You're gonna be looking into they're gonna be doing research trying to find slavery. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to find slavery. You know what I mean? Then you have people would look up to me. What's the definition of slavery first? Let's see that. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, listen, man, I'm telling you. Listen, I'm doing well. I'm okay. So check this out. So for hey, Uncle, you got to okay. Here, go here. November 26th, man. November 26th. That's yeah.
It's Thanksgiving.
Huh? That's Thanksgiving Day.
I don't know if it's Thanksgiving Day, but it's Thanksgiving around the way.
Around that time, huh? Okay. So listen, man, I'm doing something on straight slavery, King. I'm finna put something together on slavery. Right. And I'm gonna put something cold together too, man. Cause I already started. I got pieces right now, man. I got parts and pieces right now that I'm put I done stored up so far.
You got chunks and bricks. From what you told me, you got chunks and bricks.
Yeah, I got some pieces, man. I got some nice pieces, man. So and I'm finna put it down and I'm finna show the ugly part of slavery. And I'm gonna show how it was written and who was doing the writing. Watch this, man. Listen, man. I'm finna put something together and show y'all, man, you know, how these churches had everything to do with it, especially the Catholic Church. I'm showing y'all, man, how this shit, how we're gonna tie it. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna show y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
show
gonna
y'all,
be nice.
and I'm gonna put it together because I'm tired of them talking about the slaves benefited from slavery. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna see if y'all still think that slaves benefited from slavery when I get done.
Hey, Gerald, Jamie bubbling over there.
And then I'm gonna see, and then I'm gonna show you, what we did when we was benefiting. Okay, and I'm gonna show you when we stopped benefiting, and I'm gonna show you who started benefiting, and what damn show were the slaves. But I'm gonna show you who did benefit though. I'm gonna show you exactly who did benefit, and I'm gonna show you the benefit that they all, you know, and all their accomplishments. Not all of them, but some of them.
You about to shut them down, huh, Jamie?
You got two different things that if you're dealing with that subject, it's oral, right? If we saying that slavery existed, and some people want to deny slavery existed, or if people benefited or didn't benefit from slavery, that could be subjective. That makes sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show all that.
Again, so you would have to get slave narratives, and then that the slave is only can tell you whether it's beneficial or not
Yeah.
us.
And then what you could do also do is this too. See, because you have to understand that they was very, very proud back there in them days. So they got postcards, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, they took pictures. They was proud people back in them days. And that's when I must tell you that in my opinion, when Trump talking about let's make America great again, that's about the time that's all I can see how they made America great again, and that's what they talking about.
Well,
You
you
know
can
what I
bet your
mean?
ass that ain't what he talking about.
Now I'm just what when he talking about making America great again, I'm thinking he talking about when they can hang your ass from the tree.
Okay, we
You know what I
talking.
mean? When they can hang your ass from the tree and not and come from church. They come from church and then hang your ass from the tree and take pictures with you. You know what I'm saying? Take pictures with you, King. They take pictures with you and post them. They send out postcards. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, look.
All I'm saying is the best way is to get from the slave himself. You got slave narratives going back to Harriet Tubman was a slave. She talked about it. You got Frederick Douglass. You got the people who actually were slaves.
That's right.
Who talked about it. Yeah. Which that's the establishment because we can't speak for them. They speak for themselves.
Yeah, they speak for themselves. And also, like I said, and then you see, like I said, you got the ones that wanted to, that were proud. They were proud people. So they took pictures with you, with the man hanging. You know what I'm saying? They didn't double castrated him. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? And you know, now they ain't so proud now about it. They trying to hush it up, quiet it down. They don't want to be taught no more. But you know what I'm saying? But it's too late now because y'all was proud at one time about it. You know what I'm saying? Because you took pictures and sent out postcards about it. Y'all was proud about it. So we're gonna put that back out there. Then we're gonna make y'all proud again.
What if they say he was charged for raping somebody?
As always. I mean, and you know what, man?
But that's got nothing. That's they charge, and they did that to white people too.
All I'm saying is this here. That's that, and that. You know what? I'm not saying that it wasn't a charge. It probably was the charge. They probably charged for messing with a little kid. Ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? They did that a lot just so they could do what they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? It might have been Billy Bob did that shit. He been doing it. They know Billy Bob did it. He just got caught this time. No, she got, you know what I mean? So, no, yeah, it got out of hand this time, got out of order. Yeah, so we're gonna blame it on Jeffro down there on at the farm. He did it. Yeah, and we're gonna get him. Yeah, we're gonna get it. he said it to me apples. No, we get him up out of here. Yeah, no, man. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, you know what I mean. But and I ain't gonna doubt that. I ain't doubting that's the charge. Listen, man. You know they did the same thing in Emmett Till. That was the charge. That don't mean he did it, but that was the charge. Yeah.
Mixing up slavery when you do that. I'm just telling you, you're gonna get somebody to tear your argument apart if you include that with slavery. That's racism, but it ain't slavery. You got time when they was hung us that wasn't slavery. That was racism, but they didn't hang their slaves like that. You mixing the two up. Don't mix up their racism with slavery.
So wait a minute. So that ain't. You don't think that's racism? Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm saying it's racism, but you mixing it. What I'm trying to say is slavery. Emmett Till wasn't a slave, but they still it's a mixture that people will catch you on which one is you talking about. That's all I'm saying. Some of these arguments, I done been through them. They are very detailed when you get in some of these arguments. And like I said, we was talking about slavery. And you bring in anything after 1865 with lynching, they're gonna say that's not slavery. You know, that might be racism, that might be terrorism and this, that, and that, but it ain't slavery.
But 1865, that's just the date that it had supposed to be stopped. That ain't the date it stopped. That ain't wait, hold it now. Yeah. Yeah, it's let's not get that confused. They you know what I mean? Let's we can't do that.
What you mean? I'm talking about Juneteenth, 1865, when that last
Okay,
general
so
order
but what I'm
came out.
saying is even after Juneteenth 1865, right?
Mhm.
I know that date because I was born in 1965, so I know that I ain't gonna never forget that date, right? But what I'm saying is just because they said that slavery was over in Juneteenth 1865, slavery was not over in Juneteenth 1865. It was not over. You know what I'm saying? They said it was, but it wasn't over. And you know it was far from over. It was far from over. They still had, man, they had slaves. They had uh they had slaves that shit. They had to be told that slavery was over with.
That's 1865.
No, man. People, that was the day that they were supposed to have said, "Yep, slavery is now officially over." That
Right.
don't mean that it was over. Feel me? That don't mean that they said, "Okay, now
I mean,
everybody, y'all just get the hell up out of here."
you wouldn't go down that argument just to say that. Then I mean, you couldn't go down that argument. You got all I'm saying is at that time in
I'm gonna
1865.
be able to show you that they were still slaves after 1865.
Okay, when you start talking about the 14th, 13th Amendment or whatnot, and all this shit that abolish slavery and whatnot, no, ain't no slavery going on. Hell no. It's illegal for slavery at this here point. It's abolished.
So they say. I understand what you're saying. You're right.
No,
You're
man, that
absolutely right.
argument, like you
You're
saying, yeah, a
absolutely
bunch of
right,
stuff.
though. You're
Yeah, that's a
absolutely
slippery
right.
argument. Don't never do that one. No.
You're absolutely right. It was over. They said it was over on paper. It was over on paper.
So who gonna be a slave once they know they're not a slave? That's what I'm saying. Blacks
You
still
gotta
wanted to be
first.
slaves.
That's the question. That's the question. First, you got to notice that you got to know that slavery is over with. Now, the slave owners that didn't want slavery to be over with, which there was many of them, they didn't. You think that they wouldn't have told the slaves, "Oh, y'all free now," but I ain't letting y'all go. No, man, I ain't telling them no shit like that. You know
But
what I'm
I
saying?
mean, that was the 1863 to the 1860. We have that. That's a literate history, as you say. It's a literate history that in 1863, January 1st, Lincoln's supposed to free everybody. Not until 1965, 2 years later, Juneteenth in Texas, Galveston, Texas, that general order that let everybody know that we're free. That's what Biden just recognized a couple of years ago with the whole Juneteenth thing, because that was supposed to be the recognition that all people were supposed to be free.
Yeah, it was supposed to have been done January 1st, though. You remember that? It was supposed
2
to be
years
done
ago, yeah,
then,
in 63.
right? Yeah, but they ain't but they still wouldn't let nobody go, man. They wouldn't let nobody go, man. Even in 1865, they wasn't letting everybody go. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers had to figure out that they was free.
Yeah, no, it was what's that general
And
order came.
somebody had to come by and tell them, "Hey, man, wait, hold it, man. Do you know? Hey, listen, dude, you know you fucking up. This against the law, dude. You know you supposed to let them go. Hey, y'all know y'all supposed to be free. You know what I mean?"
Right.
Yeah, the general article came out, but they didn't announce it. Right?
What was it?
Now the general order was the announcement, and you might hear a little story about some people still let the people work that crop thing out or something like that there, but no,
I ain't even talking about that. I know what you're talking about. I know exactly I know what you're talking about where they didn't have nowhere to go, so they would just say, "Look here, man, we still stay here and we'll still work this farm." You know what I'm saying? As long as you can just, do this, whatever deal they made. I understand that part, but there was
that's
other people.
sharecropping. That's when sharecropping illegal officially came in, when slavery was illegal. Those same people that stayed became sharecroppers.
Right. Exactly.
That didn't leave.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to dig deeper, because the information that I have is that they announced the order, but many people didn't know. Somehow it didn't get over all the lines to tell everybody, and so people were still working in slavery. They were still held captive slaves. And then when the awareness came, they they broke out like they did with the what is that motherfucking
No, the order is the awareness. That's the order is the awareness. That order is 2 years late. That's what y'all is that it's 2.5 years late. But the order is awareness. Other people are free. It's just the people down here not free until they get that order. Other people in other places are free.
Right.
Other people in other places are free, but not all people were free.
Right.
Until they got that order. So you don't hear me saying in 1863, you can make that argument against me on that in 1863, Jamie, but not in 1865. That's what I'm saying.
So what you telling me is in 1865, after Juneteenth, 1865, you telling me that there was no more, so nobody was in slavery after that day? That what you telling me?
Black people start throwing parades, and you hear about Juneteenth. Yeah, they were free. It's crazy that shit was. They were free. Black people start running for office. They start.
They didn't do that. They didn't do that immediately. They took them some time to do. Listen, man, like you got to understand that even after that, look, I'm
saying that they was free. What's the black people knew they was free? Yeah, they was free.
When was Black Wall Street? That was 1920. That was 1920. So from 1865 to 1920, right? What's that? 60 years, 60 some years?
To what? What the
from 1865? Juneteenth, 1865.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
To 1920.
1920, you got Red Scare after the First World War. 1920, really 1915, it started getting really bad. That's when that movie came out dealing with the Ku Klux Klan. 1865, from that point
to 1820, how many years is that?
But we got Reconstruction before that. Reconstruction is what made the white folks mad. We came up out of there and started getting offices and stuff. And as soon as them elections, them motherfuckers started kicking our ass and beating us up. But we had people that held offices right up out of slavery, that held offices, and that's what the white man didn't understand. Wait a minute, y'all niggas just getting out of slavery and you finna be in control over me? You just was a slave the other day. Now you got rights. That's why all this voting shit and all that shit stemmed from way back then that we start. It's like the concept in their mind is we were slaves and we was illiterate. No, we could talk, we could do anything. It just was freaking them the fuck out that, yeah, we want office, we're gonna, and when they thought when we got power, we was gonna do something to them. Okay? Think about the whole slavery thing, and too, before that, and before they even went on that Civil War, we were starting to goddamn shit, rebel, Nat Turner and all that shit we was fighting back. We was tired of the shit. They just started fighting each other. But yeah, they were scared of us too. We found out that the Haitians had got their freedom. We knew about that. Nat Turner knew about that.
So what I hear you saying is that people, when they put that order out, people were free, whether they knew it or not, or whether they were the last ones.
They was the last ones to get free. But once they free, it's like black people. You know you're free. Who gonna be a slave when you know you're free at that time? When you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
What you gonna do about that condition is something different. Whether you gonna stay on the plantation or you gonna try to do, that's something totally different. I don't know your condition, but they knew they was free. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree with you. And Juneteenth, was the
Yeah,
day
they
that they
start throwing
that they did that
parades
thing
and
that they
stuff.
did
They,
that thing
yeah, right off the
in
bat.
Texas.
Yeah, yeah, they start throwing parade, and they was late. Not that they was early; they was late.
And yeah, there was people that was running for office, but there also there were people that were still in slavery. You know what I'm saying? There were people still in slavery because there was people that just didn't know.
Well, again, that was illegal at the time. Now,
Yeah,
again,
yeah, it definitely was
again,
illegal.
we could. Yeah, I've seen a documentary that shit, they found out in 1961 or somebody in Alabama was in. Again, I don't know how that shit going on, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why I go back to what you saying is because I'm thinking like Jamie is thinking. But what I hear you saying is just because they were still slaves doesn't mean they wasn't free. Because they didn't know. They didn't know. Some people didn't know that they were free. And then they're getting it mixed up with the people that decided, they knew they were free and they decided, it's still safer here. I don't want to go out and crop and find some land and all that shit, right? And so some people just didn't know from my research. Some people didn't know. They were purposely made unaware of it, right?
I would say get
and I
some of the
won't say
slave
purpose.
narratives. Some of that work has been done. And you'll start hearing some of them. Like I got some of the books. I just ain't looked at them in a while. But you'll start hearing about them slaves. Like the slaves was talking about it when the white folks was when they know the white people lost that war. Yeah, they lost the war, and that war was behind all that. So when the war is over, it's all If the white people would have won, they know they still in slavery. They know the white people from the South lost. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
When it's lost, it's almost like that was the loss of slavery. That what white people in the South was fighting for, their slavery. So again, they might have been mistreated, cruel, or this, that, and other. But yeah, they know shit. They know it was over and slavery was over. They lost the fucking war. They should have won the war.
That's an interesting view, man. That's an interesting view because it goes against all the knowledge that I got, man. But that's okay because we was just talking about that, more stuff to research and shit like that. So
Yeah. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about right there. This slick right here. That's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. That's what this is about, man. That's what this is about. I man, come on, you gotta appreciate it. Right.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying you gotta know this is the importance of knowing your history, man. Knowing can't nobody fool you, man. When you start to know history, man, nobody can fool you. Nobody can fool you, man. And that's the beautiful, that's you got to feel good about yourself, man. Somebody bring up some like I said, I'm finna bring uh 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 slavery. I'm finna bring it out. Watch. I'm finna bring it all out, man. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, man.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
I ain't got no doubt
Yeah.
about that.
I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna show you all the sources that I draw from. So then, like right here, bam, watch this.
Look at Jamie on it. Hey, I gotta go tend to some shit, man.
Yeah, it's time to get off, man.
Yeah, I know you guys got some you got to save some time for Prince, so I'm gonna go and attend to some shit.
Man, hey, the brother, I love the brother. Hey, listen, man, hey, we close out though. But yeah, I love that brother, man. But man,
Let's do it afterwards, Jamie.
Huh?
Let's talk about that afterwards.
Yeah. We close out, man. Let's close out. Y'all want to close out? You want to close out?
Yeah, close out.
Yeah. This is a good bill, man. Yeah, so big ups to the children's. First Sunday's book reading. We showing videos for the next couple of weeks of Black Sands, and then Black Sands is going to be coming out with a full animation pretty soon. They're even asking for people to audition for the voiceovers and stuff like that. And I posted that on Sankofa. So Next week, who's presenting next week?
Next week it's gonna be hold on.
Eric?
Reds. It's supposed to be Reds.
Reds, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we got Reds, man. Reds supposed to be presenting, man. So we hope that Reds come through, man. Then after that, we got Gerald. Then we got me. Then we got the kids thing again.
And then me.
we got you, and then
Right.
hopefully we get Eric to go on the 17th. Yeah, go ahead, though.
No, that was it, man. So big ups to the panel, man, and this is really enlightening, enriching, and I really love being in the presence of you guys, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And thank you, Carrie. Carrie, I get off and getting into that big paperwork. So thank you, Carrie. To acknowledge that, and even Becky was on for a minute. So big ups to the queens.
Right. Hey, hold on. I'll close it and Gerald can just shut us down. Hey, so listen, family, listen, man. I put some up here real quick. These is the black massacres, man, that's happened on the map. All right. And y'all check these out, man. Got a lot of them in the 1800s. We got a lot of them in the early 1900s. You know what I'm saying? We even got one all the way as old as 2015. So I'm just saying, King, like y'all pay attention, man. Look these. I mean, y'all can take a screenshot, however y'all do it.
Yeah, I got that one.
But check it out, man. Look them up. Look at these massacres, man, and see what went on in these massacres. I know a couple of them. They dropped the one in Philly. That one in Philly, 1985. Yeah, they dropped a bomb on them brothers, man. Yeah, they blew them up. They blew them brothers up. Same thing they did with in 1922, man, in Oklahoma. So y'all just look that up, family. Y'all look that up, man. See what y'all talking about. See what I'm talking about, man. This how bad it is for. I mean, man, listen. Better know your history, or you're bound to repeat it. That's all I'm gonna say to you, family. Know your history, and know thyself.
Yes.
You feel me? That's it, man. That's it, man. Like, subscribe, share, and give us a comment. You know what I'm saying? Come and join. You know what I'm saying? Kick it with us, build with us. Yeah, that's it, man. Go ahead, Gerald.
Yeah, good being here. Happy to be here with the panel. Enjoy being also with the children today, watching the video. So, trying to stay consistent with it. Showing up every week. That's what my contribution to it is. So, peace to the audience, peace to the panel, and y'all have a good one. Power out.
Hey, you see, I got that cat up there. That's Bastet, right?
Yeah.
I don't even. I'm scared of cats, right? But being in this cultural research and living my life this way, man, I had to break it out. So I thought I'd put one up there. Hey, and Bastet is interesting. Bastet is interesting. They even had Bastet on the children's show, so it's interesting.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man. Listen. History King is, it ain't so much as like true live history in anime, right? But they are getting you familiar with the natures, right? The natural, right? So you get in touch, you get to know who they are, what they, you know what I'm saying? You see what Rod doing, you see his eyes, you see how, you know what I'm saying, see what he's looking like, you know what I mean? You see how Tahuti, see how he morphs. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it's it's just about seeing somebody look like us, man, that's playing, that's superheroes that look like us, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. Peace, family. Peace.
So I got Jamie's background, and I got Gerald's background, but I started to use Gerald's background. But I thought, oh, them boys gonna quiz me on who them